Chapter 783 Information from Other Dimensions. Please subscribe. What Lin Yuan saw in the 6th level reward list actually belonged to the treasures and rare items from the 7th level and even some from the 8th level reward vault. After all, the rewards ultimately obtained for passing each level of the Black Tower were contingent on one's performance during the challenge. As a 10th rank life form, Lin Yuan's performance in passing the 6th level was undoubtedly top tier, even vastly surpassing the highest standard of performance. Therefore, reflected on the reward list, the level of reward he could choose from was raised by several tiers. The various rewards Lin Yuan had chosen earlier were also of this nature, which is why items like the World Tree and the Source of Metal Essence, both 11-star rarities, appeared on the 2nd level reward list. 3 rewards. There were only 3 items on the reward list in front of Lin Yuan. They were Infinity World, Cosmic Demise, Heart of Spacetime. Lin Yuan hadn't heard of these 3 rewards, but he had a vague sense that they were incomparably precious, with few equivalents even in the human civilization treasury. Senior Shanji, what are these 3 treasures? Lin Yuan quietly inquired. The infinite world originated from the time when the Tower Master was pursuing the traces of the perfect time being. He discovered a broken world that is suspected to have once been visited by the perfect time being. Stone statue Shinji smiled at Lin Yuan and said, "However, this is just the Tower Master's speculation. Even if it wasn't visited by a perfect time being, it was left by a powerhouse very close to the perfect temporal life. The Tower Master has studied this infinite world for a long time with little gain." Perfect time being? Lin Yuan's expression became slightly solemn. According to Shinji, the infinite world was at least related to a powerhouse nearly equivalent to the perfect time being. So far, Lin Yuan had only come into contact with one such entity. That was the creator of the two-dimensional world. What about Cosmic Demise? Lin Yuan asked again. Ah, Cosmic Demise. Stone statue Shinji pondered for a while, then continued. You should know that the cosmos will come to ruin. Yes. Lin Yuan nodded. The cosmos goes from birth to destruction through an unimaginable expanse of long years, a cycle known as a cosmic era. The destruction of the cosmos, the collapse of rules and the Great Tao, it is a disaster for every 12th rank life in the cosmos, with half or even most of them dying. Cosmic Demise is actually a set of replicated imprints that record the whole process of a cosmos beginning of destruction to complete annihilation. Stone statue Shinji paused for a moment before continuing. The ruin of the cosmos is a disaster, but also an opportunity. If one can carefully experience the process of the collapse of myriad rules and great Taos, it can greatly enhance one's understanding of rules. CTH Nafire. At website on Google to access chapters of novels early and in the highest quality. I see. Lin Yuan nodded, immediately realizing the value of this record of Cosmic Demise. To replicate the complete event of Cosmic Demise, one must be a 12th rank life in the cosmos. Yet facing the grand destruction of the cosmos, all 12th rank lives that have not survived a cosmic era are extremely cautious and careful. How could they spare the effort to replicate this scene? And to replicate, one must survive the entire round of cosmic destruction, which is essentially a death wish. Lastly, the heart of spacetime. Stone statue Shinji looked at Lin Yuan. Once fused with the heart of spacetime, any being below the 12th rank can extend their time of liberation from the river of time. Extending the time of liberation from the river of time? Lin Yuan took a deep breath. He immediately realized the greatest use of the heart of spacetime. It was to attempt the ultimate. For an 11th rank life to attempt the ultimate, they need to take the ultimate leap, to propel all of themselves out of the river of time and make a major transcendence of their life essence above the river of time. During this period, the time an 11th rank life remains above the river of time is very limited. If they could extend this duration, it would definitely enhance the probability of achieving the ultimate. An 11th rank powerhouse attempting the ultimate leaps out of the river of time, which is a completely different concept from Lin Yuan being taken out of the river of time by the Xiaqin Supreme Being. When an 11th rank life attempts the ultimate, leaping out of the river of time will be resisted and suppressed by the entire river of time. For the river of time itself, an 11th rank life attempting the ultimate is akin to a fish in its own river striving to break free forever. Naturally, it will do everything to prevent it. Whereas Xiaqin Supreme being taking Lin Yuan out of the River of Time was only temporary, so even if it causes backlash from the River of Time, it won't be too severe. 3 treasures. Which do you choose? Stone statue Shinji looked at Lin Yuan and spoke. Heart of space-time, Lin Yuan said without hesitation. The origins of Infinity World are immeasurable, at least connected to a great entity close to the perfect temporal life. But if Lin Yuan does not achieve the ultimate, the Infinity World, no matter how mystical, would be meaningless. As for cosmic demise, it might be significant and effective for a supreme being, but for Lin Yuan it was slightly beyond what he needed. In simple terms, both Infinity World and cosmic demise were indeed precious, but the most immediate challenge Lin Yuan needed to overcome was attempting the ultimate. Without achieving the ultimate, both would be like flowers in a mirror or the moon reflected on the water. Therefore, choosing the heart of space-time, Lin Yuan had no hesitation. Extending the time spent above the river of space-time, Lin Yuan had never even heard of such a method before. The treasures and rare items currently possessed by human civilization to increase the probability of achieving the ultimate, such as the source of the universe, mainly worked on enhancing the foundation of the one attempting the ultimate, which is entirely a different type from the effects of the heart of spacetime. For example, if attaining the ultimate is likened to an examination, then the source of the universe's effect would be akin to the examinee furiously studying before the exam to increase the chances of scoring high. Whereas the heart of spacetime would be akin to directly lowering the difficulty of the paper, achieving the effect of a high score. While the goal is the same, the principles are utterly different. Okay. Stone statue Shinji nodded. At the same time, a crystal that looked like a heart appeared before Lin Yuan. The crystal was colorless and transparent, and Lin Yuan could vaguely sense that it was slowly beating. I should head back now, said Lin Yuan as he put away the heart of spacetime and promptly took his leave. Stone statue Shinji nodded, watching Lin Yuan disappear on the spot. The heart of spacetime. Stone statue Shinji fell silent. In truth, such a rare treasure as the heart of spacetime was not a possession from the reward treasuries of the 6th, 7th, or even 8th layer. It originated from the core heritage treasury of Moyu Tower, a treasure that only the direct disciples of Moyu Tower, those on the verge of making the ultimate breakthrough, were qualified to enjoy. By all accounts, Lin Yuan was only a core member of Moyu Tower. He shouldn't even be eligible to know about such rare treasures, let alone acquire the heart of spacetime. But Moyu Tower today was no longer the Moyu Tower of the past. Stone statue Shinji was well aware that if they still adhered to the strict requirements for such rare treasures as the heart of spacetime, they'd probably decay without ever being used. Direct disciples of Moyu Tower? One needed to be personally scrutinized by the Moyu Tower Master to have a chance to become one. But now, the Moyu Tower Master had been missing for countless years, effectively eliminating the possibility of producing a direct disciple. Milky Way main star. Lin Yuan's spirit will return, bringing back 3 treasures and rare gems. I've really struck it rich this time. Lin Yuan felt exhilarated. He had anticipated the origin source of metal and the secret skill, Milky Way, previously, but the heart of spacetime. Lin Yuan had never imagined he could obtain such a rare treasure. The heart of spacetime. With a thought from Lin Yuan, the heart-shaped crystal appeared before him, beating slowly, emitting an indescribable aura. Place it in the Shenhuang secret realm. With a thought, Lin Yuan's true body entered the deepest part of the Shenhuang secret realm and solemnly placed the heart of spacetime within it. The Shenhuang secret realm was, to Lin Yuan's knowledge, the safest place, where even supreme beings could not enter. It was not an exaggeration to call it absolutely secure. A moment later, Lin Yuan's mind gradually calmed down. Although the effects of the heart of spacetime were heaven-defying, capable of directly reducing the difficulty of making the ultimate breakthrough, if his own foundation was insufficient, he would still fail to break through to the ultimate. At least, stone statue Shinji never said that integrating the heart of spacetime would lead to a 100% success rate in becoming the ultimate. There was no such method in the entire chaos void. I still need to deepen my own foundation. Lin Yuan collected his thoughts and took out the ball of golden light. That was the origin source of metal. Following that, a bell-shaped weapon appeared, emanating wisps of suppressive force. It was Lin Yuan's origin clock that he had been nurturing up to now. Merge. Lin Yuan infused the origin source of metal into the origin clock. Rumble, rumble. Having devoured the origin source of metal, the origin clock immediately began to transform, its aura retracting, rapidly reaching the 10th rank summit, and in the blink of an eye it pushed into tier 11, still swiftly climbing. I estimate that after completely absorbing the origin source of metal, it will become an 11th rank peak weapon. By then, once I step into tier 11, with the compatibility of the origin clock and myself, it will be no worse than any ordinary supreme weapon. Lin Yuan thought to himself. Even if the origin clock reached the 11th rank peak, it would still be far inferior to a supreme weapon. But other 11th rank evolvers also couldn't bring out the full prowess of supreme weapons. Unless the supreme weapon contained a contingency from a supreme being, the potency of the origin clock would not be inferior to that of other 11th rank powerhouses wielding supreme weapons. Lin Yuan also placed the origin clock in the Shenhuang secret realm, allowing it to transform slowly. Lin Yuan then returned to the Milky Way main star. The secret skill Milky Way. Lin Yuan immediately took out the crystal stone, which held the secret skill Milky Way. After a pause, Lin Yuan immediately sent a sliver of his spirit will into the crystal, beginning to receive the vast messages of the secret skill Milky Way. Wonderful! Upon comprehension, Lin Yuan was overjoyed. Compared to the 3 Tao-protecting secret skills of the profound yellow lineage, Milky Way was more comprehensive, containing the mysteries of spacetime, mainly covering the essence of spacetime fusion rules from the 6-fold realm to the 9th realm. Lin Yuan chose this secret skill, also to prepare for when his own spacetime fusion rules reached the 6-fold realm. As Lin Yuan immersed himself in comprehending the secret skill, Milky Way, a surge from the depths of his mind woke him. Lin Yuan's consciousness quickly sank into the depths of his mind, looking towards the majestic and grand door to the myriad realms. Search the novel Fire. Net website on Google to access chapters of novels early and in the highest quality. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know. Report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 784 Heaven, Earth, Humans, Ghosts, Gods, all worship martial ancestor. Subscription requested. What's going on? Lin Yuan stared at the towering door to the myriad realms. He immediately realized that the fluctuation did not come from the door to the myriad realms. Instead, it was transmitted from the many worlds connected to the door to the myriad realms. The door to the myriad realms was merely a transfer point, just a medium. Which world did it come from? Lin Yuan looked towards the bottom of the door to the myriad realms, where 10 world coordinates were sequentially engraved. They represented the 9 worlds Lin Yuan had previously traveled through and the immortal realm, which he had not yet descended into. Tianqing World? Lin Yuan's gaze landed on the world mark of Tianqing World. The source of the disturbance was indeed Tianqing World. Before Lin Yuan descended into Tianqing World, that place was facing an invasion by a foreign evil god. At that time, Lin Yuan took control of a branch of the ancestral demon tree, the foreign evil god, and ultimately replaced the ancestral demon tree, replacing the heavenly Tao of Tianqing World. He became the absolute dominion of that world. Lin Yuan had a significant impression of Tianqing World, because the so-called Tianqing World is but a small world within the boundless void. Beyond Tianqing World lays the playground of the evil gods. Unfortunately, Lin Yuan was short on time after replacing the heavenly Tao of Tianqing World, and his stay was nearly up. He couldn't continue to explore the boundless void beyond the world. However, because of becoming the heavenly Tao of Tianqing World and leveraging the body of the ancestral demon tree left behind, he could, through the door to the myriad realms transfer, barely communicate between the 2 worlds. Even if he didn't descend to Tianqing World, he could still transmit messages through the ancestral demon tree and roughly get some information about Tianqing World. When he had just returned from Tianqing World, Lin Yuan was quite interested in it and often inquired about the development of Tianqing World. But as time went on, he let it go, only receiving the ancestral demon tree's regular reports, every so often and not paying much attention. But now, the body of the ancestral demon tree in Tianqing world had taken the initiative to send messages to Lin Yuan. In the contingencies Lin Yuan had left behind, only in an extremely urgent situation would this happen. Lin Yuan's consciousness immediately began to follow the coordinates of Tianqing world, receiving messages from the ancestral demon tree. Another invasion by a foreign evil god. Lin Yuan looked thoughtful, contemplating the ratio of the time flow speed between Tianqing world and the main universe. It was 600 to 1. 600 years had passed in Tianqing world. Only 1 year had passed in the main universe. And it had been about 300 years since Lin Yuan ended his traversal of Tianqing world. That is to say, nearly 200,000 years had already passed there. Could it be those two foreign evil gods invading Tianqing world? Lin Yuan thought to himself quietly. After replacing the ancestral demon tree, he had also inherited its network. At that time, beyond Tianqing world, besides the ancestral demon tree, there were also two ancient foreign evil gods lurking. These two foreign evil gods behind likely had even more powerful foreign evil gods standing with them. After Lin Yuan became the heavenly Tao of Tianqing world, he had some interactions with those two foreign evil gods and vaguely realized that they seemed to harbor ill intentions toward him, because they had more than once invited him to explore a certain secret realm in the boundless void. But Lin Yuan had flatly refused them since he didn't have much time left and only wanted to peacefully secure Tianqing world. As for the opportunity of the secret realm in the foreign boundless void, the risk was too great and did not align with the goals Lin Yuan had set. Moreover, Lin Yuan also kept his guard up against those two foreign evil gods, understanding that the relationship between evil gods was almost equivalent to having no relationship at all. If it were within their power, those two foreign evil gods would not hesitate to devour Lin Yuan. Search * the novel F. Ire. Net website on Google to access chapters of novels early and in the highest quality. After hundreds of thousands of years, why suddenly think of invading Tianqing world? Lin Yuan was slightly curious. Evil gods invade worlds but also look at the situation. Tianqing world had the ancestral demon tree as its stronghold. It had many contingencies left by Lin Yuan. Those two foreign evil gods would have to pay a harsh price to conquer Tianqing world, where the cost completely outweighed the gain. Moreover, just with those two foreign evil gods, the chances were high that they couldn't take down Tianqing world. Now that the ancestral demon tree was reaching out to him, they probably used a higher level of tactics. And such tactics, being extremely precious, were simply not worth using to invade Tianqing world. It must be that some changes have occurred in Tianqing world over these hundreds of thousands of years. Or perhaps some changes in the boundless void prompted those two foreign evil gods to forcefully invade. Lin Yuan thought to himself, "What should I do now?" Lin Yuan stroked his chin. The ancestral demon tree had sent a distress signal, clearly stating that the situation in Tianqing world had become extremely dire. It had far surpassed the time when Lin Yuan had originally descended, and the power of those two foreign evil gods had already penetrated into Tianqing world. Under such circumstances, if Lin Yuan did nothing, the entire Tianqing world would change hands. Very well. I shall descend once more. Lin Yuan had made up his mind. To Lin Yuan, Tianqing world still held many unknown secrets and many terrifying and powerful evil gods that ravaged world after world. The upper limit of Tianqing world was not high, but beyond it, the mysterious boundless void had a much higher ceiling. According to Lin Yuan's estimation, the entire boundless void, even if not comparable to the immortal realm, was not far off, where the strongest evil god might reach the 11th rank peak. This time, Lin Yuan's redescent to Tianqing world took in three considerations. Firstly, Tianqing world was literally his backyard, where the martial path evolutionary path was supreme, the most populous world among the many Lin Yuan had traversed with martial Dao cultivators. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 785 Heaven, Earth, Humans, Ghosts, Gods, all worship martial ancestor. Seeking subscriptions. _2 After hundreds of thousands of years of development, the martial Dao cultivation system in the Tianqing world had become the only one, which was an achievement other worlds could not replicate. In other traversing worlds, Lin Yuan still needed to consider the impact of the world's consciousness, but in Tianqing world, Lin Yuan himself was the world consciousness. Within the Tianqing world, the number of martial Dao cultivators was incalculable. All of these would become the support for Lin Yuan's ultimate leap in the future, and he could not just give them up easily. The second reason was to explore the secrets of the mysterious, boundless void beyond the Tianqing world. When Lin Yuan had left the Tianqing world, he had been only at the 7th rank, incapable of exploring the more vast and expansive boundless void. But now, Lin Yuan was already at the 10th rank, and moreover, he was a heaven-defying 10th rank comparable to the peak of Tier 11. Starting from the 4th layer of Tier 11, including the 5th layer, all could be considered the peak of Tier 11. As for the 6th tier, that was the perfection of Tier 11. With Lin Yuan's current strength, throughout the entire boundless void, not to say he was the strongest, but he was likely not far off, which was just the right time to descend and see, while also taking advantage of the different flow rates of time between the two worlds to quickly comprehend the 5-layered realm of space-time fusion rules. As for the last aspect to consider, the cost-effectiveness was just too high. Having the identity of the heavenly Tao of the Tianqing world, Lin Yuan connecting the two worlds, if he chose to descend again, the cost of the world-breaking origin force would be only 1/3 of a strand. That's right, not 3 strands, nor 1 strand, but 1/3 of a strand. If Lin Yuan chose to traverse again now, except for the immortal realm, he would probably only be able to custom traverse. Lin Yuan's level of strength was too powerful. In the myriad realms of the heavens and the endless dimensional planes, there were few worlds that could provide Lin Yuan with aid. If he chose random traversal, he estimated that even after hundreds or thousands of times, it would be meaningless. And then there was the Tianqing world, although not as supreme as the immortal realm, but it was cheap, wasn't it? With 1/3 of a strand of world-breaking origin force, what other requirements could there be? And those foreign evil gods, wielding numerous talents and authoritative powers, involved many mysterious rules. Last time in the Tianqing world, Lin Yuan could only study the ancestral demon tree. Lacking in numbers, this time it was just right to capture more foreign evil gods for study, which might help enhance his own cultivation. That is the boundless void different from the main universe and even the dimension where chaos void exists. The differences between dimensions, even those beings approaching perfect time beings, find it difficult to make contact. The low-dimensional space in that piece of white paper is the product of a being close to a perfect time being exploring the lower dimensional worlds. Lin Yuan, with the aid of the door to the myriad realms, can research at will and naturally must seize this opportunity. Having decided to descend to the Tianqing world again, Lin Yuan made some preparations. Traversing through worlds, Lin Yuan's consciousness would leave along the door to the myriad realms, and by that time his physical body would be akin to an empty shell. Of course, with the door to the myriad realms maintained, even if Lin Yuan's consciousness was in other dimensional worlds, he could sense the situations around his true spiritual body and could completely stop the traversal and forcefully return at any necessary moment. Almost there. A moment later, Lin Yuan's consciousness came before the door to the myriad realms again. Actually, there wasn't much to prepare. As the 12 guiding spaces of the Black Planet, Lin Yuan had already completely comprehended, and the incarnation place there had long returned. So even if the spirit will left, it wouldn't delay anything. The few effects that remain concern the incarnation situated in the Xia Yu Evolution Tower, currently comprehending the cosmic aurora. But Lin Yuan had just told Xia Qin's Supreme Being because of reasons related to cultivation, he needed to withdraw all incarnations. Inside each incarnation, there was a strand of spirit will of the corresponding powerhouse, and withdrawing this strand of spirit will, for the sake of ensuring one's own condition, is quite common among human civilizations evolvers. As for the myriad tribes' powerhouses' comprehension of the spatio-temporal fusion rules and other 5 light orbs, to be strict, these 5 light orbs are also considered items, As long as Lin Yuan is willing to pay the world-breaking origin force, he can freely bring them into the Tianqing world. Now, Lin Yuan's accumulated world-breaking origin force was already close to 1,000 strands, which qualifies as financially robust, able to afford bringing those 5 light orbs into the Tianqing world. This time, the stay will again be 600 years. If all goes well, once the traversal ends, a year will have passed in the main world. Lin Yuan sat cross-legged, silently thinking. Almost there. Sar the novel Ire. Net website on Google to access chapters of novels early and in the highest quality. Let's begin. Lin Yuan looked towards the majestic and grand door to the myriad realms and immediately chose to traverse. Due to the difference in the flow rate of time, every second in the main universe translates into 600 times the time flow rate in the Tianqing world. And given the current situation in the Tianqing world, already breached by those 2 foreign evil gods, any further delay would have an even greater impact on the entire world. The next instant, all of Lin Yuan's spirit will surge into the door to the myriad realms. This spirit will include his true body as well as the 2 primordial spirits. Fortunately, Lin Yuan had already placed the 2 primordial spirits in safe locations, so no issues would arise. Tianqing world. Upon the vast lands, endless evil god puppets wreaked havoc, and a terrifying crack appeared in the sky dome, with a multitude of evil god puppets rapidly pouring in. Beyond that terrifying crack, faintly stood 2 towering figures, sinister, and evil aura pervaded, their blood-red eyes staring into the world. The beings of the Tianqing world, having to resist the invasion of the evil gods, were forced to come to the central part of the world, under the world tree that supported the heavens and the earth. Protected by the power of the world tree, as the heaven-reaching vine branches gently swayed, billions upon billions of evil god puppets were annihilated. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know. Report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 786 Heaven, Earth, Man, Ghosts and Gods all worship martial ancestor. Subscription requested. _3 Without the world tree, the entire Tianqing world would have probably been breached long ago. Where would the resistance come from? Outside the world. 2 colossal foreign evil gods gazed intently. The Pavilion Master's methods are indeed unfathomable. Just one strike, and he tore apart the barrier of this world. The foreign evil god on the left sent out mental fluctuations, faintly brimming with astonishment. Without the Pavilion Master's methods, the 2 of them, as foreign evil gods, would not even talk about invading the Tianqing world. They wouldn't be able to approach it and would be repelled by the ancestral demon tree. It was precisely with the Pavilion Master's methods that they managed to severely injure the ancestral demon tree and tear apart the world barrier, successfully invading. It's a pity that even after heavily injuring the ancestral demon tree, the adversary still has the strength to resist our soul talent pressure. Otherwise, all creatures within this entire world would have fallen into the nightmare world we created. The foreign evil god on the right shook its head, somewhat regretfully. That demon tree, after tens of thousands of years, its strength has become so formidable, even the Pavilion Master's methods couldn't annihilate it. The foreign evil god on the left was equally surprised. They knew how fearsome the Pavilion Master was. Over 100,000 years ago, he had conquered a certain secret realm and greatly increased his strength, far surpassing that of ordinary evil gods like themselves. It's just that it doesn't mean much. Under the Pavilion Master's methods, it's already severely injured. If it weren't for our reluctance to sustain damage, we could have invaded the world by now. The foreign evil god on the right spoke. With the ancestral demon tree heavily injured, they had the power to invade, but they felt that they would be harmed by the frenzied ancestral demon tree, which was why they did not continue. After all, the world barrier had already been torn. The rest was merely a matter of time. They just needed to continue to slowly erode the last bit of the ancestral demon tree's strength, and then they could take the Tianqing world unharmed. The world tree supported the heavens and earth, with countless martial Dao cultivators hiding in its trunk, resisting the soul talent suppression from the foreign evil gods. After tens of thousands of years of development, and under Lin Yuan's secret guidance in the Tianqing world, martial Tao was revered above all. As for the World Tree, it was nothing more than a backup plan left by the great martial ancestor. And the martial ancestor was the origin of martial cultivation in the Tianqing world. Without the martial ancestor, the Tianqing world would have been destroyed long before in a previous evil god invasion. Therefore, for all beings in the Tianqing world, and for the countless martial Tao cultivators, there was only one belief in their hearts. That was the martial ancestor. As for the World Tree, sheltering the Tianqing world for tens of thousands of years, it too was a contingency left by the martial ancestor. At the very top of the World Tree where the canopy resides, it was like a vast continent where countless martial Tao cultivators lived, and this place was also the Tianqing world's last barrier. Even if the mortal lands were occupied by the evil gods, as long as the canopy continent was not lost, the beings of the Tianqing world still had a chance, a hope. In the central-most part of the canopy, a temple stood erect. This place was the martial hall, and also the place where the golden body of the martial ancestor was enshrined, considered the sacred realm for all creatures of the Tianqing world. No one in the Tianqing world had seen the martial ancestor, but the myth of the martial ancestor was present everywhere, and every once in a while the high priest of the martial hall would lead the beings to worship the martial ancestor. To be precise, in Tianqing world, it is not just all living beings who worship the martial ancestor, but also all things and even the whole world itself. During each sacrificial ceremony, the heavens and the earth roar. Inside the martial hall, priests moved about, and the many martial Tao cultivators on the canopy continent, who had suffered the ravages of the evil god puppets on the human lands, were also extremely anxious. Sar the Novelier, an ET website on Google to access chapters of novels early and in the highest quality. They had even held several martial ancestor worship ceremonies in succession, hoping to seek the help of the martial ancestor to repel the foreign evil god and save the living beings of Tianqing world. But so far, it had not been of much use. The evil god puppets were still rampaging. However, the living beings had not begun to doubt their faith in the martial ancestor. In the deepest part of the martial hall, a statue of a majestic man was enshrined there. This was the golden body of the martial ancestor, acquired through the World Tree's knowledge about the martial ancestor's partial true form and stature. In fact, this golden body of the martial ancestor was none other than what Lin Yuan had commanded the ancestral demon tree to create, spending over 100,000 years using the entire Tianqing world as the mother body, pouring in an untold amount of origin power, and ultimately nurturing the strongest physique. The purpose was to prepare for Lin Yuan's consciousness descent. This way, Lin Yuan was spared a great deal of time starting from scratch. With 100,000 years spent by the ancestral demon tree, drawing upon the infinite origin power of Tianqing world, the physique it nurtured started at the 8th layer. After being nurtured with worship for over 100,000 more years, it had already approached or even reached the 9th rank. This means, as soon as Lin Yuan descends again into the Tianqing world, he can directly inhabit this body, equivalent to those innately powerful special beings of the main universe. Moreover, this golden body of the martial ancestor was nurtured from the essence of martial Tao gathered by Lin Yuan, extremely harmonious with martial Tao. Once the consciousness descent occurs, the time to return to his peak period will be very short. Only by completely mastering a world could Lin Yuan so lavishly plan and execute such a strategy. Otherwise, in other worlds, he would not have the conditions to do so. Setting other matters aside, such a physique, gathering the essence of heaven and earth, far surpasses any rare treasures, and would have long been coveted or even seized by those powerful beings. But in Tianqing world, protected by the ancestral demon tree, this golden body of the martial ancestor was able to be successfully nurtured until today. And it became the source of faith for all the beings of Tianqing world. Inside the martial hall, countless people started to worship the martial ancestor anew. Incense smoke filled the air, and countless faithful knelt towards the golden body of the martial ancestor in the deepest part, and a supreme aura enshrouded them, faintly discernible. May the martial ancestor take pity on the living beings, descend with mighty power, and repel the evil god. The high priest, a woman, knelt reverently and prayed to the golden body of the martial ancestor. At the same time, the branches of the world tree swayed. An inexplicable aura emerged, and the worship from the heavens and the earth followed closely. This world, heaven, earth, humans, ghosts, and gods, all worship the martial ancestor. Just at this moment, a strand of wool cut through dimensions and descended into the martial ancestor golden body. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know. Report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 787, The Descent of Martial Ancestor. Please subscribe. Consciousness began to awaken. Lin Yuan gradually took ownership of the martial ancestor golden body. Back to the Tianqing world. Lin Yuan extended a sliver of psychic power into the demon tree. The ancestral demon tree's injuries are so severe? With just preliminary perception, Lin Yuan noticed that the injuries of the ancestral demon tree had already affected its roots. Otherwise, it wouldn't have used terms like life and death in its plea for help to describe the situation in Tianqing world. But it doesn't matter much, Lin Yuan thought to himself. Even while nurturing the martial ancestor golden body, the ancestral demon tree had already become less important to Lin Yuan. As soon as the martial ancestor golden body took shape, it reached the 8th layer, surpassing the peak period of the ancestral demon tree. After more than 100,000 years of nurturing, it had already half-stepped into the 9th rank. In simple terms, as long as Lin Yuan had half an hour to smoothly take over the martial ancestor golden body, directly he would possess the basic 9th rank combat power, plus a high degree of intuition for the laws and mastery over the use of power. He could even sweep through 10th rank life. In a desperate battle, pulling out all the stops could unleash tier 11 combat power. In this realm, the martial ancestor golden body, after being nurtured for hundreds of thousands of years, had an unfathomably profound foundation. Especially with Lin Yuan, the ancestor of martial arts, taking charge, every ounce of power could be fully unleashed. Together, their combined effect far exceeded the sum of their parts. Lin Yuan's mind merged with the ancestral demon tree, beginning to receive detailed information from the past several 100,000 years. Even though Lin Yuan could receive messages from the ancestral demon tree while he was in the main universe, thanks to the connection between them, the information was incredibly simplified, with many major events from those hundreds of thousands of years often described in just one sentence. After all, they were separated by different dimensions, and even with the door to the myriad realms acting as a transfer point, it was extremely difficult to convey messages, so the more simplified, the better. Lin Yuan was unaware of many details. Sar the Ovalfire. Net website on Google to access chapters of novels early and in the highest quality. No wonder the Tianqing world has attracted the attention and even invasion of those 2 foreign evil gods. No, it's not the idea of those 2 foreign evil gods, but their pavilion master behind them. Lin Yuan's thought process was incredibly fast. It took him only a dozen breaths to understand everything that had happened over several 100,000 years, clear as day. Especially the tactics used by those 2 foreign evil gods at the end to severely injure the ancestral demon tree and tear open the barriers of the Tianqing world, certainly came from an even more powerful foreign evil god. According to the intelligence Lin Yuan had, in the boundless void near Tianqing world, the most powerful foreign evil god had established a force called Black Demon Pavilion, declared itself the Black Demon Pavilion's master, and ruled over a large number of foreign evil gods. Of course, in the more distant boundless void, other powerful foreign evil gods existed, establishing their own forces or gathering places and dominating certain regions. Over the past several 100,000 years, Tianqing world's origin source has strengthened at least tenfold under my influence. Lin Yuan, through the perspective of the ancestral demon tree, looked toward the vast origin source of Tianqing world. After replacing the heavenly Tao of Tianqing world, Lin Yuan began to deliberately manipulate it, making the flow of Tianqing world's origin source more perfect and complete. Late, after the shuttle ended and he returned to the main universe, Lin Yuan still had the ancestral demon tree adjust the flow of the entire Tianqing world's origin source. With his incredibly fast comprehension, Lin Yuan observed the operation of the main universe, then applied it to the Tianqing world, making the Tianqing world move closer to the main universe. How vast is the main universe? Its scale, let alone Tianqing world, even the boundless void cannot compare, and the efficiency of the main universe's origin source operation naturally far surpasses that of the Tianqing world. The Tianqing world imitating the main universe's origin source operation might not show results in the short term, but over tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of years, the difference becomes evident. As a result, the origin source of today's Tianqing world is 10 times that of several 100,000 years ago. This still assumes Lin Yuan, in order to nurture the martial ancestor golden body, hadn't expended the world's origin source so drastically. Otherwise, the difference might have been dozens of times or nearly 100 times greater. Such changes in Tianqing world inevitably drew the attention of other foreign evil gods in the vicinity. The original Tianqing world, with its weak origin source and the protection of the ancestral demon tree, those foreign evil gods might have had ideas but would not act because the effort wasn't worth the potential loss, requiring a brutal battle even if they were to prevail. But Tianqing world, with an origin source strengthened more than tenfold, was different. The key issue, however, might be the Black Demon Pavilion's master wanting to figure out why, in just a few 100,000 years, Tianqing world had undergone such changes. If it could master this transformation, wouldn't the efficiency of devouring the origin source of other worlds greatly increase? This was also the key reason why Tianqing world was invaded. If it were just the Tianqing world as it originally was, it would not have attracted the attention of the Black Demon Pavilion's master. Although it has been invaded, there haven't been many casualties amongst the beings of this world. Lin Yuan, borrowing the viewpoint of the ancestral demon tree and incarnating as the heavenly Tao, observed every little detail of this realm. Mainly, it was because the ancestral demon tree had issued orders in time for the beings of Tianqing world to gather around it. By using the power of the demon tree itself for protection, they managed to preserve the vast majority of Tianqing world's power. Of course, as time passed, and the two foreign evil gods kept infiltrating, the ancestral demon tree's injuries grew heavier. It was foreseeable that the damage to the beings of Tianqing world would start to skyrocket. The sacrifice has ended? Lin Yuan cast his gaze towards the great hall, where countless believers respectfully rose. An inexplicable resonance of heavenly and earthly aura subtly flowed into the golden body. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know. Report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 788 Martial Ancestor descends to the mortal world. Subscribe please. _2 The influx of cosmic breath was indeed the origin power of the Tianqing world. For hundreds of thousands of years, each ritual involved the martial ancestor golden body absorbing the world's origin power, making its foundation unbelievably solid. In just under half a stick of incense time, I will have complete control over this physical body. Lin Yuan intimately felt the profound mysteries of the martial ancestor golden body, the strongest flesh he cultivated for himself, and was naturally extremely satisfied. Actually, with Lin Yuan's control abilities, he could control this physical body now, but doing so would cause some negligible flaws which were altogether unnecessary. The humans in the Tianqing world were, indeed, being ravaged by the powers of those two foreign evil gods, but it had not yet reached a fundamental level. Lin Yuan could afford to wait a bit longer. Inside the martial hall, a large number of believers and martial Tao cultivators gradually left. In the end, only the great priest of martial hall remained. The great priest, named Qingyao, was the descendant of the first-generation leader of the Tianqing Alliance from hundreds of thousands of years ago. Having served the Tianqing Alliance leader, Lin Yuan, for countless years, his descendants were naturally esteemed and became the highest-ranking high priest in the Tianqing world today. Martial Ancestor, Sarch * The Oval Fire. At website on Google to access chapters of novels early and in the highest quality. Qingyao looked up at the towering golden body of the martial ancestor with a slightly anxious gaze. If those two foreign evil gods continue like this, within a year, 70% of the Tianqing world's human lands will be completely overrun, and then the entire world will be thoroughly corrupted. As the high priest, whose soul was bound to the ancestral demon tree, Qingyao could vaguely sense the precarious situation faced by the entire Tianqing world. Therefore, We must completely resist the power of those two foreign evil gods before then. Qing Yao had already made up her mind. I will sacrifice the flesh and souls of half of the life in this realm to help Sacred Tree recover. And then, with the power of Sacred Tree, we still have a chance to hold off those two evil god temples. Kinjio's expression gradually calmed down. To sacrifice the flesh and souls of half of the life in this realm. She, as the officiant of the ritual, would certainly not survive and would turn into nourishment for the Sacred Tree along with countless other beings. But as long as it could protect the Tianqing world, even the greatest sacrifice was worth it. Outside the Tianqing world, in the boundless void, two massive foreign evil gods stood in front of a huge fissure in the world's barrier, scrutinizing everything inside. Demon Tree Brother, you just need to hand over this world and proactively disclose why the origin source of this world has grown so rapidly. I will speak well of you in front of our pavilion master. Perhaps you could become a trusted retainer. The foreign evil god on the left emitted terrifying mental fluctuations, trying to communicate with the ancestral demon tree. Since the invasion began, they had often done this, aiming to subdue without a fight, but it had hardly been effective. Moments later, the foreign evil god on the left looked displeased. Previously, whenever it asked, the ancestral demon tree would at least reply a few words, even if just to stall for time. But now, the ancestral demon tree wasn't paying it any attention. Arrogant, even in this dire state. The foreign evil god on the right was also somewhat dissatisfied. They believed they held an overwhelming advantage and thought that if not for the reluctance to pay the price, they could have already conquered the Tianqing world and captured the demon tree. Forget it. No need to stall anymore. Let our true bodies enter directly. The foreign evil god on the left was already growing impatient. After a period of testing and attrition, it believed that even if the demon tree still had some resistance, it wouldn't amount to much. At this moment, should the two evil gods force their way in even under the demon tree's counterattack, they would likely not suffer much damage. Rustle, rustle, rustle. The next moment, within the Tianqing world, under the protection domain of the ancestral demon tree, innumerable beings were terrified to discover that the horrifying crack spanning across the sky had suddenly torn open even further. A massive foreign evil god, covered in numerous tentacles, was slowly squeezing through. The entire Tianqing world trembled faintly as this massive evil god entered, with the edges of the land directly fracturing. The rushing sound of water. On the other side, a similarly abyss-like crack tore open, and an eye the size of 1,000,000 miles squeezed through, surrounded by wings and emitting a swiftly spreading, sinister and strange aura. Canopy Continent. Inside the martial hall, the high priest Kinjio's expression drastically changed. This is bad. Qing Yao suddenly stood up, and although she didn't see it with her own eyes, she could feel two massive and horrifying presences rapidly invading the entire Tianqing world. We can't delay any longer. We need to make a sacrifice of half of the beings to the sacred tree right now. Qing Yao immediately began issuing orders, with martial Dao cultivators appearing outside the martial hall, ready to be sacrificed at any moment to heal the sacred tree's injuries. They had long been prepared for this, willing to be sacrificed if it could save the Tianqing world. Martial Ancestor. I hope the Martial Ancestor blesses us, and everything goes smoothly. Before Qing Yao left the martial hall to formally preside over the sacrifice, she subconsciously wanted to glance at the Martial Ancestor golden body she had admired until now. Although sacrificing half of the world's beings could heal the sacred tree's injuries, it was still uncertain whether it could stop those two foreign evil gods. After all, the sacred tree had been severely damaged by unknown means by those two evil gods at the height of its power, ripping apart the Tianqing world as well. However, High Priest Qing Yao was shocked when she turned her head back, because the martial ancestor golden body, which had stood unmoved in the deepest part of the martial hall for tens of thousands of years, had now disappeared. Where is the martial ancestor? High Priest Qing Yao was struck as if by lightning, for the martial ancestor was not only her faith but also the faith of all beings in the Tianqing world. The disappearance of the martial ancestor golden body was akin to the sky falling for her. High Priest Qing Yao staggered backward several steps, about to exit the martial hall to investigate who had approached the martial hall during this time, but she froze in place. Because at the entrance of the martial hall stood a tall man, unknown when he appeared. The tall man, with his hands behind his back, turned his back to Qing Yao. "There's no need to sacrifice half the beings," Lin Yuan said, glancing at High Priest Qing Yao and speaking indifferently. High Priest Qing Yao had contacted the ancestral demon tree, intending to sacrifice half the beings to heal the demon tree's injuries, and Lin Yuan was naturally well aware of this. And Lin Yuan naturally did not want to sacrifice half the beings of the Tianqing world. How many martial Dao cultivators would that be? Martial ancestor. Upon hearing these words, High Priest Qing Yao trembled, tears moistening her eyes immediately. Martial ancestor. The martial ancestor, worshipped by the beings of the Tianqing world for hundreds of thousands of years, had finally returned. Lin Yuan, still facing away from High Priest Qing Yao, took a step, stepping out of the martial hall. Above the earth, numerous rampaging evil god puppets were annihilated instantly, crushed by a terrifying power that reduced them to nothingness. The remnants of their origin source were absorbed by the Tianqing world. The two massive, terrifying barrier cracks spanning across the sky, within which the two overjoyed foreign evil gods wished to squeeze into this world, seemed to sense something. They looked up towards the canopy continent, their expressions showing a trace of fear, not even thinking before they began to retreat, their massive bodies colliding with the cracks in a desperate manner. Martial ancestor left the martial hall and descended to the mortal realm. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know. Report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 789 Divine Might. Subscribe please. Above the vast firmament. Two immensely huge foreign evil gods, with half their bodies already squeezing into Tianqing world. At this moment, their hearts trembled slightly. As evil gods who fed on worlds, their senses were exceptionally sharp. But now they sensed a dire threat of impending disaster. It was for this reason that they retreated without hesitation. Even though half of their feet had entered the world, forcibly exiting would cause them to collide directly with the world's barrier. Resulting in minor injuries, they hesitated not at all. That demon tree, it actually had such a terrifying ace up its sleeve? Both foreign evil gods found it unbelievable. Even though they had not identified the exact nature of the threat, they knew without question that it came from within Tianqing world, and had something to do with the ancestral demon tree. This even more perplexed the two foreign evil gods. If the ancestral demon tree had such a trump card, why didn't it use it earlier? SAR the Novel Fire, any *T website on Google to access chapters of novels early and in the highest quality. Why wait until now, when Tianqing world's barrier itself had been torn apart? Deep within the boundless void, several foreign evil gods, too, were paying attention to the invaded Tianqing world. In just a few 100,000 years, the origin source of Tianqing world had surged tenfold, naturally inciting the envy of many foreign evil gods. Unfortunately, Tianqing world had already caught the eye of the Black Demon Pavilion's master. The Black Demon Pavilion master, more than 100,000 years ago in a void secret realm, had gained a crucial opportunity. His power surged dramatically. He had already become the most powerful evil god in this region. Since the Black Demon Pavilion master had set his sights on Tianqing world, these evil gods, despite their envy, dared not interfere. Who knows what secrets are within that world? That demon, ignoring the commands of the Black Demon Pavilion master, stubbornly guards inside the world. Now look what happened. The numerous foreign evil gods felt somewhat schadenfreude watching from afar, especially seeing the two evil gods guarding outside the world, already unwilling to wait for their true bodies to descend. It seemed like they had foreseen the demon tree's fate. However, it was not long before some foreign evil gods sensed something amiss. How come Magic Eye and Myriad Tentacle Stream are escaping? Magic Eye and Myriad Tentacle Stream were under the command of the Black Demon Pavilion Master, assigned to conquer Tianqing world. Initially, When many evil gods saw magic eye and myriad tentacle stream planning to descend their true bodies into the world, they thought the situation was settled. But now, the evil gods saw magic eye and myriad tentacle stream, who were frantically squeezing into the world, retreating desperately as if facing some primordial ferocious beast. Interesting, what has changed? Does that demon tree have any other cards up its sleeve? Indeed, to allow a world's origin source to surge tenfold, there must be some secret. The numerous foreign evil gods immediately speculated the reason. Most of them were frenzied, yet not foolish, possessing normal reasoning ability. Watch! Right, let's just watch. The foreign evil gods didn't care. They feared the Black Demon Pavilion Master, but were pleased to see magic eye and myriad tentacle stream falter. After all, it wasn't their concern. If the invasion encountered unexpected variables, the numerous foreign evil gods were just onlookers. Within Tianqing world, Lin Yuan's figure hovered in the air. Where his gaze reached, endless evil god puppets turned to ash and smoke. These evil god puppets were transformations of the evil god's power. Evil gods could devour a world, but likewise the world could also devour evil gods. However, unlike the evil gods with their independent consciousness, the world's consciousness could not resist directly. It could only indirectly counter them through the form of children of the world or children of fortune. But now, under Lin Yuan's control, all the powers left behind after the annihilation of the evil god puppets were devoured by the world's origin source. This body. Lin Yuan's eyes narrowed slightly. The body he now inhabited was nourished and condensed by the infinite origin source of Tianqing world. Not only was it incredibly profound, but it could also mobilize all forces within the world. Thinking of leaving? Lin Yuan glanced at the two foreign evil gods, struggling to push themselves out. His thoughts stirring slightly. The world's power of Tianqing world transformed into sharp spatial blades, slashing directly towards them. Not good. The one to bear the brunt was myriad tentacle stream. It had been the first to push into the world, and most of its body was already inside. Being severed in half would mean only a smaller portion could escape. Though such an injury was not fatal for a foreign evil god, it was unknown how long it would take to recover. Please, Pavilion Master, lend your aid. Myriad tentacle stream didn't hesitate to pull out a statue. A creature with 18 arms, which, even as just a statue, emitted an aura that could drive countless beings into madness and oblivion. This was the last resort trump card given by the Black Demon Pavilion Master, usable only 3 times. Having already used it once during the initial assault on Tianqing world, only 2 chances remained. Given the character of the Black Demon Pavilion Master once given, he would not take it back. Meaning, if they could take over Tianqing world with minimal cost, this statue would belong to them. According to Magic Eye and Myriad Tentacle Stream's plan, they would activate the statue only once at most, saving the remaining 2 uses for crucial moments in the future. But now, Myriad Tentacle Stream was vaguely sensing tremendous fear, naturally not daring to hold back. Is that the Black Demon Pavilion Master's doing? Lin Yuan, having fully received the ancestral demon tree's memories, naturally recognized it. It was relying on this statue that the 2 foreign evil gods had severely injured the ancestral demon tree, even tearing apart Tianqing world's barrier, thereby plundering the lands of Tianqing world. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know, report, so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 790 Divine Might. Please subscribe. Underscore 2-inch not too bad. He has strength close to the 10th stage martial Tao. Through that statue, Lin Yuan roughly understood the Black Demon Pavilion Master's strength. You should know that tens of thousands of years ago, during the heyday of the ancestral demon tree, its strength was only at the 7th rank, yet the Pavilion Master possessed power close to the 10th rank. No wonder he could strike awe into the collective evil gods. But for Lin Yuan now, this was naturally far from enough. In terms of life level, Lin Yuan was also at the 9th stage peak. However, Lin Yuan's 9th stage peak was not the same as a normal 9th stage peak. In critical moments, he could even burst forth with the power of Tier 11. Moreover, what Lin Yuan faced now was not the true body of the Black Demon Pavilion's master, but a statue formed from the condensation of power. Boom! In front of myriad tentacle stream, the statue emanated a black fog. The black fog was endless, quickly enveloping an area of hundreds of thousands of miles. Break! Standing firm in the void, Lin Yuan, in comparison to the two colossal foreign evil gods, seemed like an insignificant speck of dust, but as he raised his right hand, his index finger pointed lightly. The endless black mist spread by the terrifying statue rapidly thinned and dissipated. Even the statue itself shook, its surface showing cracks rapidly spreading, before ultimately crashing down. Without the protection of the statue, myriad tentacle stream was exposed once again. What? The statue of power bestowed by the pavilion master was directly shattered? I still had one more chance to activate it. Myriad tentacle stream couldn't believe it. The Black Demon Pavilion Master's strength was unquestionable, and a statue containing his power should have been more than capable of sweeping through many foreign evil gods. But now, the statue that it pinned its hopes on turned out to be as fragile as thin paper. With a thought from Lin Yuan, space subtly undulated, and the statue appeared in his hand. If it weren't for him holding back, that strike could have shattered the statue. However, Lin Yuan wanted to use the statue to glimpse into the Black Demon Pavilion Master. It wasn't that he placed much importance on the Pavilion Master. Rather, abilities and talents held by such level foreign evil gods, as well as their inherent essence, piqued Lin Yuan's curiosity. And with his understanding of the causality and fusion rules, he could easily lock onto the exact location of the Black Demon Pavilion Master through the statue. Whether it was Magic Eye or Myriad Tentacle Stream, both were acting under the orders of the Black Demon Pavilion Master to invade Tianqing World, and Lin Yuan would not let the mastermind behind the scenes go unpunished. Rustle. Pocketing the statue, Lin Yuan looked towards Myriad Tentacle Stream, who was still rooted to the spot, and pointed out once more. Rustle. Without the statue's protection, Myriad Tentacle Stream was utterly defenseless against the might of Lin Yuan's pointed finger. In an instant, 90% of Myriad Tentacle Stream's body vaporized, as the terrifying force continued, suppressing the most core part. How are you so strong? Myriad Tentacle Stream trembled internally. With just a raise of his hand, it had completely lost its ability to resist. This kind of power, even the Black Demon Pavilion Master couldn't be much stronger, could he? Even in Myriad Tentacle Stream's view, if compared to Lin Yuan at this moment, even the powerful Pavilion Master might seem inferior. But how could that be? Wuxia the Nefire. At website on Google to access chapters of novels early and in the highest quality. The Black Demon Pavilion Master, an entity that could bring forth life with a word. One who isn't born but devours many worlds, even foreign evil gods, to establish his fame? But before Myriad Tentacle Stream could respond, its core was suppressed, its consciousness quickly slipping into slumber, before ultimately falling into Lin Yuan's hands. Is this the core of that evil god? Lin Yuan looked at the clump of fog before him, inspecting it closely. I'll study it later. Lin Yuan immediately packed away the fog. He didn't kill Myriad Tentacle Stream as he wanted to thoroughly study this foreign evil god. In the past, Lin Yuan didn't have the strength to rival the ancestral demon tree without great effort. Now, having returned to the boundless void, he surely wouldn't miss the opportunity. In the main universe, Lin Yuan studied the physical structures and soul essences of the myriad clan's powerhouses, particularly those unique lives and their talents. Under a multitude of conditions, it enabled Lin Yuan to create the most complete 10th stage martial Tao chapter. In the boundless void, those foreign evil gods that fed on worlds were, to Lin Yuan, no worse than those unique creatures of the main universe. These foreign evil gods possessed all sorts of bizarre abilities, which could be greatly beneficial to Lin Yuan's understanding of this part of the boundless void. This return had two goals for Lin Yuan. One was to grasp as many conventional fusion rules as possible, especially the 5-layered realm of space-time fusion rules. The other was to explore the boundless void, as well as those foreign evil gods. Capturing Myriad Tentacle Stream was in service of the second goal. The statue of the Black Demon Pavilion Master was brought down, followed swiftly by the suppression of Myriad Tentacle Stream, which fell into Lin Yuan's hands. It seemed to take a long time, but in reality it was exceedingly brief. From the beginning to the end, it was nothing more than a single breath. Elsewhere, the giant eyeball magic, I was completely dumbfounded, real fear surging within. Myriad Tentacle Stream, an entity equal in power to it, was gone just like that. Even the activation of the Pavilion Master's gifted statue provided no resistance. Why was such a strong entity not mentioned before? The giant eyeball magic, I felt an upsurge of grievance in its heart. It had thought taking down Tianqing World would be an easy job, especially with the statue of power bestowed by the Pavilion Master in hand. If not for wanting to minimize the cost, they could have had Tianqing World under their control much earlier. But now, an unfathomable existence like Lin Yuan had emerged. Run! The giant eyeball magic eye, sensing the small figure that dealt with Myriad Tentacle Stream slowly turning its attention towards it, immediately felt its scalp go numb. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know. Report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 791, The Majesty of God. Please subscribe. _3. Cut it off for me. The giant eyeball magic, I didn't hesitate to abandon the part of its body that was within the Tianqing world. Its consciousness completely shifted to the remaining body outside the world, and then it frantically fled into the distance. To give up half its body was a severe cost, and it was unknown how long it would take to recover. But according to the precedent set by the Myriad Tentacle Stream, if the magic eye didn't do this, it estimated its entire body would be left behind. Escaping with half its body was much better than being annihilated. From start to finish, the giant eyeball magic, I had no thoughts of resisting or fighting back desperately. There was no point at all. Didn't the Myriad Tentacle Stream resist? Outside the Tianqing world, deep within the boundless void, Wuxia world, a number of foreign evil gods were observing the situation in the Tianqing world with an attitude of watching a drama unfold. However, when they saw the huge body of the Myriad Tentacle Stream rapidly disintegrate into the most origin source of energy, completely swallowed by the Tianqing world, and then its presence nearly vanished, they immediately widened their eyes. What happened? What's the situation with the Myriad Tentacle Stream? Has it fallen, or has it been suppressed? The numerous foreign evil gods indeed enjoyed seeing changes occur in the Tianqing world. But they never expected such changes to be so fierce, so exaggerated. In the eyes of the foreign evil gods, so-called changes were merely some obstacles that made the magic eye and Myriad Tentacle Stream suffer, requiring them to pay a greater price to conquer the Tianqing world. As for being counter-killed or counter-suppressed, no evil god dared to entertain such thoughts, because the probability was too low. The Myriad Tentacle Stream and Magic Eye, these two foreign evil gods wielding the trump cards given by the Black Demon Pavilion's master, who could counter-kill them, who could suppress them? Magic Eye! The annihilation of the Myriad Tentacle Stream startled the evil gods, and they quickly turned their gaze toward the Magic Eye not far away. Under the watchful eyes of all the foreign evil gods, the Magic Eye, with half of its body trapped inside the world, did not hesitate to abandon the trapped half, as the remaining giant eye, like a dog that had lost its home, frantically fled from the Tianqing world, before the numerous foreign evil gods could react. Inside the Tianqing world, colossal hand suddenly reached out. The hand, millions upon millions of miles large, easily captured the frantically fleeing half-eyeball and swiftly pulled it back into the Tianqing world. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Took but a few breaths' time. On the world barrier of the Tianqing world, the two huge cracks rapidly healed and finally disappeared from sight. Silence. All the observing foreign evil gods fell silent. They had never imagined that such a reversal would occur. Within the Tianqing world, a mysterious existence had suppressed both the Myriad Tentacle Stream and Demonic Eye, two foreign evil gods bestowed with bottom-line measures from the Black Demon Pavilion's master. Especially the last scene they had witnessed, where the Demonic Eye, having abandoned half its body and thinking it had escaped certain death, hadn't had the chance to breathe a sigh of relief before it was harshly snatched back by that grand hand that filled the sky. What in the world? What in the world happened? What existence could there possibly be within that world? Each of the foreign evil gods trembled in their hearts as they looked towards the Tianqing world, a chilling terror suddenly arising within them. In the eyes of such foreign evil gods, any world was a delicacy, a source of sustenance, but at this moment, the Tianqing world was making every one of them scalp tingle, wishing they could flee from it immediately. The trouble has been resolved. Lin Yuan casually suppressed demonic eye and took it in, then once again observed the Tianqing world to see if there were any fish that slipped the net. After checking several times, Lin Yuan then turned and returned to the Canopy continent before the martial hall. "I've seen the martial ancestor." High Priest Qing Yao immediately greeted Lin Yuan with an utmost respectful bow. Positioned at the highest point in the Tianqing world, High Priest Qing Yao had seen everything with crystal clarity. Two infinitely fierce foreign evil gods, before Lin Yuan, were like two chickens awaiting slaughter, incapable of even a hint of resistance, easily suppressed. This scene greatly shocked High Priest Qing Yao, and it was only at this moment that she realized the true extent of the existence of the martial ancestor that the countless beings of the Tianqing world had worshipped day and night for hundreds of thousands of years. "I am going to seclude myself. Do not disturb me unless there's something important." Lin Yuan spoke briefly and then walked directly into the martial hall. The doors of the martial hall slowly closed behind him. "Martial ancestor." High Priest Qingjiao's voice trembled, and then she turned around, looked down at the countless martial Tao cultivators and all beings, and murmured to herself, "We have survived." Inside the martial hall, Lin Yuan sat cross-legged. In front of him floated two misty forms, the life cores of the demonic eye and myriad tentacle stream. These two evil gods. Lin Yuan's spirit will was incredibly strong, easily completely refining the two life cores and becoming intimately familiar with all their memories. Whether it was the demonic eye or the myriad tentacle stream, most of their memories were of a state of madness, roaming the boundless void, fighting and devouring other foreign evil gods, discovering worlds and then attempting to invade and devour them. Until they met the Black Demon Pavilion's master and realizing they were utterly powerless to resist, they chose to submit. Their power is somewhat interesting. Lin Yuan studied with care. Moments later, Lin Yuan seemed thoughtful as he took up the misty forms again. Speaking of which, although this physical body is innate strong, deeply rooted, and extraordinarily fitting for martial Tao, has it not embarked upon the martial path, evolutionary path? Lin Yuan pondered silently. It was like a naturally strong person who hadn't learned any martial techniques. By cultivating the martial Tao cultivation evolution path with this physique, it will certainly be able to discover deeper potential in the physical body, and moreover, give birth to a fifth physical body divine ability? Lin Yuan's eyes shone bright. Chapter 792, The Fifth Physical Body Divine Ability. Please subscribe. The physical body divine ability originates from the depths of the bloodline. When Lin Yuan arrived in the central divine China world, he integrated the essence of body cultivation into martial Tao, and thus possessed a certain ability. Normally speaking, the thicker the foundation of the physical body, the higher the rank of the physical body divine ability that would be born. For example, in the world of gods, Lin Yuan's body possessed the bloodline of the dragon clan. Ultimately, the physical body divine ability that was born was the elemental body, capable of being immune to 90% of the attacks at the same level in terms of rules. And speaking of a profound foundation, none of Lin Yuan's 9 traverses compared to the present. The inexhaustible origin source of the heaven-tilt martial world took more than 100,000 years to gestate into form, and then nurtured the martial ancestor golden body for another 100,000 years. But in terms of foundation, Lin Yuan even felt he wasn't far behind those unique and special beings of the main universe. A body such as this, once excavated through the martial path evolutionary path, what rank would the condensed physical body divine ability be? There shouldn't be a problem. Wuxia world. Site Wuxia world. Site. Lin Yuan examined himself, and to facilitate his descent, this martial ancestor golden body was also a flesh and blood body, meeting all the prerequisites for condensing a physical body divine ability. Let's start cultivating. Lin Yuan's thoughts converged, and his mind sank into immersion. In his past 9 traverses, if Lin Yuan wanted to cultivate to recover his strength, he would inevitably need a large amount of external resources. There was no shackles to his realm, but the accumulation of energy was also a must. But now, this martial ancestor golden body itself contained energy that could be called the energy of an entire world. Otherwise, Lin Yuan could not have easily suppressed those 2 foreign evil gods. And as the heaven's will of Tianqing world, with a single thought, Lin Yuan could use everything in Tianqing world for himself. Therefore, the Lin Yuan who fell into cultivation at this moment did not have any delay at all. Just one breath, he had entered the threshold of the first-rank martial Tao. 10 breaths, second layer martial Tao. 50 breaths martial Tao third rank. Half an incense stick, 4th stage martial Tao. 1 incense stick martial Tao 5th stage. Half an hour 6th stage martial Tao. And at the 6th stage martial Tao, one begins to unlock the power deep within the bloodline, which is also the stage of the martial path evolutionary path where a physical body divine ability is born. Lin Yuan carefully felt his own body, vaguely sensing that a certain power in the depths of his body was beginning to coalesce and sublimate. I can feel it. This Bodhis condensed physical body divine ability will definitely surpass the previous 4 types. A sense of expectation faintly emerged in Lin Yuan's heart. So far, Lin Yuan possessed a total of 4 physical body divine abilities. They were blood rebirth, mountain moving, strengthening, elemental body. Through past experiences of condensing physical body divine abilities, Lin Yuan felt that the divine ability his body was condensing this time would definitely be extraordinary. Of course, it is hard to say there is a true hierarchy among physical body divine abilities. They yield different effects under different circumstances. But the imprint aura that is coalescing in Lin Yuan's body has a sense of supremacy over the previous 4 physical body divine abilities. At this rate, to completely form the imprint of the divine ability deep within the body, it might take several years or even decades. Lin Yuan pondered within his heart but soon shook his head. That would be the normal situation, which is the time that a regular martial arts evolutionary would need to reach 6th rank during cultivation. But Lin Yuan is not a regular martial arts evolutionary. He is the ancestor of martial arts, and having undergone 9 cycles of rebirth and reconstruction, along with the minutiae manipulation of the physical body from the main universe, Lin Yuan can completely accelerate the speed of the divine ability imprint's formation without any hidden dangers, thus allowing the physical body divine ability to condense earlier. About 3 to 4 days, Lin Yuan estimated. That is to say, in 3 to 4 days, the divine ability imprint deep in his body would be completely condensed. Continue to cultivate. While Lin Yuan focused on the rapid coalescing of the divine ability imprint deep within, he continued to cultivate. Now, he was only at 6th stage martial Tao, still some distance from his prime strength. As for not cultivating during the process of condensing the physical body divine ability, to avoid interference with the formation. If it were during his initial condensation of a physical body divine ability, Lin Yuan might have been concerned about this aspect. But now, Lin Yuan naturally didn't need to consider this. There was no helping it. Lin Yuan's realm was too high, and his control over the microscopic domains of his body was too strong. Many taboos related to cultivation, in Lin Yuan's eyes, seemed as if they did not exist at all. Outside the martial hall, the high priest Qingyao stood before a group of powerful beings from the Tianqing world. High priest, are you saying that those 2 invading evil gods were suppressed by the arrival of the martial ancestor? An old man with white hair asked in disbelief. They, too, had seen the battle that had just taken place, where the 2 foreign evil gods vanished like ants. But they had not determined who the existence that had made the move was. Now, after the high priest's explanation, one can imagine the shock in their hearts. Martial ancestor. The legendary martial ancestor has descended? What else could it be? Besides the martial ancestor, who else could possess such means? Who else would protect us all? The high priest Qingyao spoke slowly, barely having fully recovered from the shock of the martial ancestor's action even now. First, the martial ancestor, who had been worshipped by the beings of the Tianqing world for hundreds of thousands of years, had actually appeared. Second, the martial ancestor was too powerful, so powerful that the two foreign evil gods which could almost destroy the world seemed like a joke in comparison. "The martial ancestor is merciful," proclaimed the white-haired old man, believing it immediately. He discreetly glanced towards the great doors of the martial hall, his eyes glowing with deep reverence. It was not just him, the other martial Dao cultivators on the scene felt the same, because they all subtly sensed that, as they gazed into the depths of the martial hall, their own cultivation in the martial path trembled with a sensation of reverence and worship, as if they had laid eyes on the ultimate source of all martial paths in the world. This feeling had never occurred, even when faced with the martial ancestor golden body. Therefore, with just a brief explanation from the high priest, there was no question in the minds of everyone present. The martial ancestor needs to go into seclusion for a while. During this time, unless it's a significant matter, there's no need to disturb the martial ancestor, said High Priest Qing Yao immediately. Yes, replied the numerous martial Dao cultivators with utmost respect, ready to guard the entrance of the martial hall with utmost diligence, ensuring that the martial ancestor's seclusion would be undisturbed. In the depths of the boundless void, in front of a massive secret realm floating in the void, a towering figure sat cross-legged. This towering figure, a monster with 18 arms, emitted a lunatic and strange aura that spread into all directions. This imposing silhouette was none other than the Black Demon Pavilion's master, a formidable being that instilled terror among the foreign evil gods. I have been contemplating this treasure for hundreds of thousands of years, yet I still feel so far from truly comprehending it. The Black Demon Pavilion master frowned, staring at a map in front of him. Nearly 200,000 years ago, he acquired this treasure from the secret realm before him and had been continuously contemplating it ever since. It was through contemplating this map that the Black Demon Pavilion master's strength made significant leaps, eventually making him one of the most potent evil gods in the region, establishing the Black Demon Pavilion and commanding a vast number of foreign evil gods. But even with his current strength and status, the Black Demon Pavilion master was still somewhat dissatisfied because he sensed a great secret within the map before him, and no matter what, he just couldn't fully grasp it. Could this treasure be related to the legendary 9th stage evil gods? The Black Demon Pavilion master wondered. The growth of foreign evil gods is divided into 9 stages. The 9th stage is legendary, and an evil god that grows to this stage is said to be the dominion over all foreign evil gods. Their power can sweep across the vast and boundless void. For now, the Black Demon Pavilion master is only an 8th stage evil god. While only one stage separates him from the 9th stage, the more he practiced and grew, the more the Black Demon Pavilion master realized how distant the 9th stage was. The Black Demon Pavilion master had a faint feeling that the gap between the 8th and 9th stages was far larger than all the gaps from the 1st to the 8th stage combined, and by a large margin at that. As the Black Demon Pavilion master continued his contemplation of the map before him, suddenly, his expression changed. The demonic eye and myriad tentacle stream I sent out were suppressed? Being in command of a large number of subordinates, the Black Demon Pavilion master was naturally the first to know everything that transpired outside the Tianqing world. I knew that there was a great secret within that world. In just a few 100,000 years, it had surged its world origin by tenfold. It seems it's really so. The Black Demon Pavilion master's eyes flickered with a hint of red. Most of his energy and time were spent contemplating the map in front of him, which was why he had the demonic eye and myriad tentacle stream take over the Tianqing world. It seems I need to make a trip there myself. The Black Demon Pavilion master carefully put away the map, then slowly rose to his feet. Considering that the existence inside that world could easily deal with the demonic eye and myriad tentacle stream, it must be no simple place. With my power alone, I'm not fully confident about taking it down completely. Thinking this, the Black Demon Pavilion master immediately started contacting some friends. While true friendship doesn't exist among the foreign evil gods, they occasionally cooperate with each other for mutual benefits. The friends that the Black Demon Pavilion Master called upon were also among the most powerful evil gods in the region, with strength at the same level as his own. In the eyes of the Black Demon Pavilion Master, with his power alone, there was no certainty in facing the entity within the Tianqing world that suppressed the demonic eye and myriad tentacle stream. But with the help of several friends, it would undoubtedly be foolproof. Back in the Tianqing world, inside the martial hall, time swiftly passed by 3 or 4 days. In these 3 or 4 days, Lin Yuan had successfully recovered to the 10th stage martial Tao. There was no way around it. In the Tianqing world, Lin Yuan's advantages were too great. Recovering strength was merely a matter of accumulating energy. Nothing could be more straightforward. Not to mention anything else. Just the infinite world origin contained within the martial ancestor golden body was enough to allow Lin Yuan to rapidly cultivate from the 1st to the 9th rank peak. The stretch from the 9th rank peak to the 10th rank took just a little half a day for Lin Yuan. Recovering to the 10th rank martial Tao strength hadn't surprised Lin Yuan. For him, returning to the 10th rank martial Tao was a matter of course. Even if he had descended into worlds other than Tianqing world, recovering to the 10th rank martial Tao would have been just a matter of time. What Lin Yuan was truly looking forward to was that, after these 3 or 4 days of nurturing, the divine ability imprint deep within his body had finally taken shape. Lin Yuan's 5th physical body divine ability was about to emerge. I wonder what aspect this newly condensed physical body divine ability will entail. Lin Yuan ceased his cultivation, focusing intently on the subtle changes deep within his body. Chapter 793 World. Subscribe please. Thud, thud, thud. Lin Yuan's heart beat slowly, each pulsation sending blood to his limbs and throughout his body. For a powerhouse at Lin Yuan's level, the heart was more than just a simple organ. It gathered a vast amount of energy, and the so-called beats were not quite accurate, more like throbs. It was the origin of the physical body, the foundation of the physique. The martial ancestor golden body, that Lin Yuan had cultivated strictly according to human standards, became increasingly solid with every throb of the deep-seated information or imprint within his bloodline, until it was fully formed. An indescribably complex divine ability imprint was born, boiling all the bloodline power throughout his body. With the newly born divine ability imprint, Lin Yuan seemed to see the very beginning of the Tianqing world's creation, even scenes before its birth, like an epic unfolding. The construction of the most minute aspects of the world, any change, all poured into Lin Yuan's mind. Wuxia world. Sight, the birth of a world? Lin Yuan watched, utterly fascinated. In the main universe, 8th layer evolvers created inner worlds within themselves. But this creation wholly relied on the spatial temporal structure of the main universe. It was akin to establishing an incredibly similar world on the template of the main universe. Subsequently, evolvers who understood the rule of time, wielding space and time, considered their inner worlds independent and complete. But no matter how independent or complete, they originated from the main universe. It's like a baby born from its mother, detached from the womb, yet everything about it comes from the mother. And to create a complete world from nothing, without relying on any mother, even an 11th rank life couldn't do it. Perhaps only a supreme being would have hoped to achieve this. Replication is easy. Creation is the most difficult. But now, as Lin Yuan watched the condensation of the divine ability imprint at the deepest part of his bloodline, he faintly saw the process of a world being born from nothing. Your insight is against the heavens. Observing the birthmark of the world, your understanding of the essence of the world elevates. Lin Yuan was absorbed in observation. Time is unknown. The divine ability imprint within the depths of the bloodline contracted, and a stream of information emerged from it. My 5th physical body divine ability. Lin Yuan's spirit shook, and he immediately began to observe the information flowing out from the divine ability imprint. Compared to the 4 previous divine ability imprints Lin Yuan had manifested, the one that had now condensed revealed the most grandeur by far, even involving scenes from before the Tianqing world's inception. These were scenarios that Lin Yuan, as the heavenly Tao of the Tianqing world, couldn't trace back to, but they appeared in his mind after the physical body divine ability was consolidated. Physical body divine ability world. Lin Yuan quickly understood his fifth physical body divine ability. This divine ability's might was immensely powerful. Once deployed, with Lin Yuan at the center, it would form a world as large as his inner world. Simply put, this divine ability could transform Lin Yuan's inner world into an outer world for a short time. It wasn't a mere shadow of a world or the force of a world. It was an actual world enveloping everything. With Lin Yuan as the master of the world, he could easily control the entire origin power of the world, and any move he made would be amplified tenfold or 100-fold. The enemies, on the other hand, would be suppressed by the world itself, their speeds plummeting, their strength dropping drastically, weakened in every aspect. This is outrageous, truly outrageous. Even with high expectations for this physical body divine ability, thinking it might become his strongest, Lin Yuan was still inexplicably shocked after learning of the divine ability world and its details. Because this divine ability was simply defying heaven. As everyone knows, when are the combat powers of main universe's 8th layer or higher powerhouses at their strongest? By triggering forbidden secret techniques? By wielding powerful weapons? No, none of these. It's when they are within their own inner worlds. That's when their combat power is at its peak. In an inner world, one can command the tremendous force of the world itself, achieving home ground suppression. The inner world of an 8th rank being is such that even 9th rank and 10th rank beings wouldn't dare to enter lightly. Even with the might of a 10th rank, within an 8th rank's inner world, the vast origin power of the world cannot be suppressed. But what if the 8th rank being detonates their inner world? The terrifying explosion of the world's power is fully capable of severely injuring a 10th rank being. An 8th rank injuring a 10th rank. Such a preposterous thing would normally be considered absurd. But if a 10th rank being entered an 8th rank's inner world, it becomes quite possible. However, the home ground advantage of an inner world is strong but somewhat useless. Unless there's imposing disparity in strength, it's nearly impossible to ensnare an enemy within one's inner world. You have your inner world, so do I. Just need to similarly awaken the power of the inner world, neutralize each other, and you can resist being drawn in. It's like two magnets with the same polarity. Even if one magnet is many times larger than the other, they repel each other due to same polarity, and under normal circumstances they can't stick together. And when 8th rank powerhouses or 9th rank powerhouses engage in battle, it's usually by crushing the external parts of one's inner world. As for crushing from the inside, everyone's not a fool. How could they easily enter another's inner world? But Lin Yuan's newly born world divine ability could instantly condense an outer world. No matter if you're willing to enter or not, it directly places the surroundings under the domain of its own world, turning any place into a home ground favorable to oneself. Of course, the divine ability world isn't without its drawbacks. It doesn't last long, probably only about 6 seconds. Chapter 794 World. Subscribe please. _2 But even that couldn't hide the heaven-defying nature of this divine ability. 6 seconds was enough to do quite a lot. To be trapped inside an opponent's inner world for 6 seconds at the same level of power. It's hard to imagine how many times one would be squeezed and squished. That's too exaggerated. Lin Yuan's eyes slightly heated. Compared to the previous 4 physical body divine abilities, the divine ability world was purely offensive. Once the outer world has formed, Lin Yuan couldn't move. He could only try to defeat the enemy within the maintenance interval of the world. In contrast, even the divine skill enhancement had aspects for preserving life, like triggering enhancement to escape using increased speed. However, I like it. A smile appeared on Lin Yuan's face. The divine ability world depended entirely on one's own inner world, because the conjured outer world was based on the inner world as its foundation. The stronger the inner world, the stronger the conjured outer world. And the inner world, that was Lin Yuan's strongest advantage. Although the depth of space was temporary, the sheer size alone was more than 20 times that of his peers in the main universe. The more than 20 times referred to the diameter, and if converted into volume, it was indescribable how many times more it was. Wuxia world. Sight Wuxia world. Sight, this physical body divine ability was simply tailor-made for Lin Yuan. The most powerful application of the divine ability world is self-destruction. Lin Yuan thought rapidly. If he couldn't defeat his opponent in the first 5 seconds, then he would self-destruct in the 6th second. Although the outer world strictly followed the standards of the inner world, it wasn't the inner world itself, but a replica quickly condensed by the divine ability world using the inner world as a template. The size and power were consistent, but it wasn't the same entity. Self-destruction of the outer world didn't mean self-destruction of the inner world. If Lin Yuan eventually triggered the self-destruction of the outer world, at most he would suffer some backlash, a price much lighter than self-destruction of the inner world. Self-destruction of the inner world was essentially a desperate move that meant mutual destruction, whereas self-destruction of the outer world only resulted in some backlash. The gravity of each choice was clear at a glance. With the foundation level of my true Bodhis inner world, once I self-destruct the conjured outer world, even the 4 divine kings and other 11th rank perfections of legendary life forms would undoubtedly die, Lin Yuan thought privately, and I would only suffer some backlash. This was still considering Lin Yuan was at the 10th rank. If he were promoted to tier 11 and once again subjected to Chaos Void Origin Infusion, his inner world's foundation would skyrocket. At that time, the power of self-destruction he could generate from the conjured outer world was beyond Lin Yuan's imagination. Such a move, I can only use once. Lin Yuan was well aware. His true physical form's inner world in the main universe reached a size of 200 million square miles, therefore the conjured outer world was of this range as well. For an 11th rank powerhouse, if they figured out the essence of this move, staying over 200 million miles away from Lin Yuan would be possible. The attack range of an 11th rank powerhouse was counted in light years, so a distance of over 200 million miles was trivial. Of course, easier said than done. Lin Yuan could completely conceal his presence, infiltrate within 200 million miles of the enemy, then strike with the divine ability world. Next, the most important thing is to thoroughly comprehend this divine ability imprint. Lin Yuan's expression grew somewhat solemn. Only by fully comprehending the divine ability imprint could he take it to the main world and imprint it on his true spiritual body. The contribution of this divine ability to Lin Yuan's combat power goes without saying. Even if it meant sacrificing the time to understand the spatio-temporal fusion rules, he had to fully comprehend this divine ability imprint first. The spatio-temporal fusion rules could be comprehended anywhere in the main universe, or even in other traversed worlds. But the world divine ability imprint could only be comprehended through this martial ancestor golden body. Outside the Tianqing world, the boundless expanse of the void, the Black Demon Pavilion Master and 3 friends were hastening toward the Tianqing world. An immense and terrifying aura emanated from these 4 outer domain evil gods. All along the way, despite the vast distances, it caused the hearts of other outer domain evil gods to tremble. Is that the Black Demon Pavilion Master? Apart from the Black Demon Pavilion Master, there are also 3 equally powerful evil gods. What could have happened? Wasn't the Black Demon Pavilion Master in closed cultivation? The Black Demon Pavilion Master must be heading to the Tianqing world. Previously, 2 members of the Black Demon Pavilion fell within the Tianqing world. Numerous outer domain evil gods watched from afar. The influence of the Black Demon Pavilion Master was just too great, instilling fear in many outer domain evil gods. Moreover, the fact that he was traveling with 3 other powerful evil gods only added to the concern. Black Demon, what secret does that world hold that you are taking it so seriously? Indeed, what is it that requires us all to go together? Black Demon, you can decide if we join forces, but we can't go on a fruitless trip. The 3 friends of the Black Demon Pavilion Master exchanged thoughts rapidly as they continued toward the Tianqing world. As outer domain evil gods, they were not known to rise early without cause, expecting them to help the Black Demon Pavilion Master seek revenge for free? Absolutely not. Don't worry, the secrets contained in that world are substantial, enough to rapidly increase the power of the world origin. As long as we take down that world, I am willing to share this secret with you." The Black Demon Pavilion Master glanced at his three friends and continued, "Moreover, I can let you join me in entering that void secret realm afterward, to explore the opportunities within together." "Good. It's generous of you, Black Demon. I will definitely help you with this revenge." Chapter 795 World, please subscribe. _3 The three outer domain evil gods were overjoyed upon hearing the news. For the time being, let's not talk about the secrets of the Tianqing world. They were quite envious of the void secret realm that the Black Demon Pavilion Master was guarding. However, since the Pavilion Master held the key to that secret realm and wouldn't lead the way, they definitely couldn't enter it on their own. Upon hearing this, the Black Demon Pavilion Master did not respond but continued to head towards the Tianqing world. About the secret of the Tianqing world? Greatly enhancing the origin power of the world wouldn't cost the Pavilion Master anything more, even if another evil god knew of it. As for that void secret realm he was guarding, even without the matter of the Tianqing world, the Pavilion Master was already planning to invite the other three evil gods inside. In the tens of thousands of years, the Pavilion Master had explored that void secret realm and had reached a bottleneck. From now on, it would be difficult to achieve anything there by his power alone. Therefore, teaming up with the other three evil gods to explore was almost inevitable. Soon, the Pavilion Master and the four outer domain evil gods stopped and gazed into the distance at the Tianqing world. "Is that the world?" Wuxia world. Sight, the origin of the world is indeed abundant. It looks delicious. The other three evil gods examined the Tianqing world closely. As evil gods, they naturally could sense the level of a world's origin power. And the Tianqing world, right now, definitely could be described as succulent. "Black Demon, what should we do now? Since you called us here, you command." The three outer domain evil gods, though eager to devour the Tianqing world, also understood that forcing the Pavilion Master to call them meant it was no ordinary world. And this collaboration was led by the Pavilion Master himself. They were just here to assist. Tempted by the lure of the void secret realm, they all kept to the rules. "No need to approach that world, just attack from here," said the Pavilion Master. The Tianqing world itself, although filled with abundant origin power, was bound by its own world and couldn't actively attack areas outside of itself. In other words, they just needed to attack from a distance, and the Tianqing world would be a sitting target. This was the confidence with which the outer domain evil gods dared to consume worlds. The world's intrinsic source of origin power was definitely much greater than that of an individual evil god. But alas, the world couldn't fight back on its own. This was akin to the difference between herbivores and carnivores. No matter how formidable the size of an herbivore, it couldn't resist a carnivore. "No problem." The three evil gods nodded. Tianqing world. In the depths of the martial hall. Lin Yuan was sitting cross-legged, comprehending the divine ability world imprint. The Pavilion Master is coming on his own initiative? Lin Yuan glanced outside the world. With the statue imbued with power from the Pavilion Master, Lin Yuan could easily pinpoint the Pavilion Master's location using causal sensing. So, from the Pavilion Master starting his move to approaching the Tianqing world, Lin Yuan was acutely aware. And he brought three evil gods with him? Lin Yuan immediately sensed the aura of three evil gods outside the Black Demon Pavilion Master. Perfect. I can try out the divine ability world. Lin Yuan thought to himself. Even if the Black Demon Pavilion Master hadn't come, Lin Yuan was planning to try to activate the world divine ability to familiarize himself with the control details. Compared to experiencing the divine ability world, dealing with the four most powerful outer domain evil gods in this area, including the Black Demon Pavilion Master, was purely incidental. As for exposing the secret of the world divine ability, the strong beings in the main universe have avatars. Since Lin Yuan's world divine ability couldn't completely kill the opponent, it was possible it would be discovered. But those four evil gods outside? According to Lin Yuan's causal sensing, the opponent didn't have any avatars. As long as he completely eliminated them, there was no risk of exposing any secrets. Deep within the boundless void, The outer domain evil gods were also paying attention to the Black Demon Pavilion Master and the other 3 evil gods. The Black Demon Pavilion Master is really cautious, not planning to get close to the Tianqing world at all. Naturally, inside Tianqing world lie great horrors. The demonic eye and myriad tentacle stream couldn't even escape, so naturally, the Black Demon Pavilion Master will not underestimate it. Indeed, attack from a distance. Just wait until Tianqing world is breached. The great horrors within will naturally reveal themselves. The numerous outer domain evil gods were discussing swiftly, eagerly awaiting the scene after the Black Demon Pavilion Master and the other 3 evil gods tore open Tianqing world. In the eyes of all the evil gods, the fate of Tianqing world was almost certain. With the Black Demon Pavilion Master and 3 other powerful evil gods taking action and being so cautious, there was no possibility of Tianqing world escaping unscathed. Begin the attack. Don't hold back at all. Between the 18 arms of the Black Demon Pavilion Master, terrifying energy fluctuations were subtly converging while he instructed his other 3 friends. The 4 evil gods working together could completely tear open Tianqing world in no more than a moment with their full strength. You see, previously just a power sculpture of the Black Demon Pavilion Master was able to tear a huge crack in the barrier of the Tianqing world. Now personally taking action, and together with the other 3 friends, tearing open Tianqing world was nothing short of certain. That's for sure. The 3 outer domain evil gods also quickly began to take action. Even a lion using all its strength to hunt a rabbit. These evil gods, who had emerged from endless slaughters, naturally understood this principle. However, the next moment, the gaze of the Black Demon Pavilion Master and the 4 evil gods changed. The void was vast. At this moment, they were no longer in the boundless void, but had come to another world. What is this? The face of the Black Demon Pavilion Master drastically changed. Being in this world, he was completely unable to sense the aura of the boundless void. As if cut off. The other 3 outer domain evil gods felt the same. However, before the Black Demon Pavilion Master and the 4 outer domain evil gods could react, the overwhelming force of the world crushed down. The physical souls of the 4 outer domain evil gods shook. With no power to resist, their consciousness plunged into darkness, and soon, together with the surrounding world, they all shrank into the Tianqing world. Chapter 796, The Mysterious Map. Subscribe please. A more distant boundless void. Many watching foreign evil gods almost believed they were witnessing an illusion. In their view, the Black Demon Pavilion Master and 3 other powerful evil gods were about to attack the Tianqing world. Suddenly, they vanished. Here, vanished means completely disappeared, without even a trace of their aura perceptible. What's going on? Where are the Black Demon Pavilion Master and the others? Why did they just disappear? Initially, the foreign evil gods instinctively questioned, but moments later more and more of them realized. Either the Black Demon Pavilion Master and the 3 others had been completely suppressed, or they had already fallen. Wuxia world. Sight otherwise, there wouldn't be such an inexplicable disappearance without any signs. This speculation made every foreign evil god's scalp explode. When demonic eye and myriad touchstream were trapped in the Tianqing world, they could still understand what was happening. Myriad touchstream was extinguished, directly suppressed. Demonic eye tried to escape, but half of its body was pulled back by a giant hand that extended from within the Tianqing world. But what about the Black Demon Pavilion Master and the 3 powerful evil gods? What happened? All the foreign evil gods could not understand what had exactly happened. What's more critical is that, compared to demonic eye and myriad touchstream, the Black Demon Pavilion Master and the other 3 were unimaginably more powerful. Their silent disappearance without even causing a ripple deeply chilled the other foreign evil gods. Inside Tianqing world, countless martial Dao cultivators were celebrating the salvation brought by martial ancestor. Thanks to the propaganda of martial hall, all beings within the world knew that it was their revered martial ancestor, whom they had worshipped for hundreds of thousands of years, who had dealt with the existence of demonic eye and myriad touchstream. However, what the beings inside the Tianqing world did not know was that just recently, The Black Demon Pavilion Master and other three beings far surpassing the earlier two evil gods were also casually dealt with by martial ancestor. The whole process did not cause any disturbance. The Black Demon Pavilion Master and the three powerful evil gods, in the presence of Lin Yuan, did not even have the ability to struggle or resist. Deep within Martial Hall, Lin Yuan was carefully understanding every detail of when he had used the Divine Ability World. That instant, the Divine Ability imprint used my physical body as the base, connecting in all directions, forcibly turning everything in the boundless void into my world. Lin Yuan was somewhat shocked. Compared to secret techniques, activating a divine ability does not require comprehension. Lin Yuan only needs to stimulate the imprint representing the divine ability world inside him. Of course, if Lin Yuan could fully understand the imprint of the world divine ability, it would mean transforming this ability into a form of secret technique that he can comprehend, thus enabling him to bring it to the main universe and use it with his true primordial spirit. I feel that with each use of the divine ability world, my understanding of its imprint deepens, bringing me closer to full comprehension. Lin Yuan thought pensively. Directly viewing the world divine ability imprint to understand it fully is indeed something Lin Yuan can achieve with his against heaven's understanding, but actively stimulating this divine ability and observing its interaction with the surrounding heaven and earth more evidently accelerates the comprehension. Activating the world divine ability once consumes a lot of energy. With my current strength, without affecting my powers, I can probably activate it once every 2 days. Lin Yuan stroked his chin. It's a pity the power generated from self-destruction is just too great. Otherwise, I could have tried it. Lin Yuan felt a bit regretful. Even now, with his inner world unenhanced by the mysterious gourd or infused with the chaos void, once self-destructing, the generated power would be extremely terrifying. The mere aftermath could potentially penetrate the Tianqing world, and if Lin Yuan attempted to self-destruct outside his body, he would need to choose a location far from the Tianqing world. Next, I can use a strand of world-breaking origin force to summon the mysterious gourd, enhancing this physical Bodhi's inner world and resilience. Lin Yuan thought to himself. He wanted to see what it felt like to execute the world divine ability again after his inner world reached an expanse of over 2 billion square miles. Right? Lin Yuan seemed to recall something, and his consciousness descended into his inner world. The Black Demon Pavilion Master and the other three foreign evil gods were completely suppressed. Their gigantic bodies were reduced to a few meters in size, lying in a corner asleep. These four nearly 10th-rank evil gods do hold significant research value. Lin Yuan's thoughts flickered slightly. Most of the bodies of the four foreign evil gods were transformed into origin power and absorbed by the inner world. To study the foreign evil gods, only their core parts were needed. Rustling, as their bodies crumbled, the treasures carried by the four foreign evil gods spilled out all over. Lin Yuan casually inspected them, and indeed, as the powerful evil god who had dominated this region, the Black Demon Pavilion Master's treasures were all of notable value. Powerful weapons, special metals, rare spirit fruit, and so forth. The other three evil gods also held considerable wealth, only slightly less than the Black Demon Pavilion Master. Although bringing these treasures back to the main universe would cost world-breaking origin force, Lin Yuan could cleverly transform them into primal force and integrate them within the origin clock, thereby indirectly taking them back to the main universe. As for the martial ancestor golden body that Lin Yuan now possessed, unlike the physical body he had used to traverse other worlds before, Lin Yuan did not plan to transform this body into primal force and merge it into the origin clock. The Tianqing world had already become Lin Yuan's backyard, where descending once only required a third of a strand of world-breaking origin force, meaning that as long as Lin Yuan wished, he could descend at any time. In such a situation, Lin Yuan needed a physical body always ready, to avoid going through the recovery phase every time he descended. For instance, this time when he descended into the Tianqing world, it took Lin Yuan less than 4 days to recover to the 10th stage martial Tao. If this were in other traversed worlds, at least it would be calculated in decades or even centuries. Whoosh! The accumulation of the four outer domain evil gods over millions or even tens of millions of years, though most of it was used on themselves, the remaining treasures were still vast like an ocean. Lin Yuan quickly inventoried the spoils previously obtained from suppressing the demonic eye and myriad touchstream, which were far inferior to what he now had. Good grief, this piece of special metal, similar to the Taiyang gold crystal of the main universe. Such a large piece containing the power of Taiyang true fire could be estimated to have as much as 10,000 stars. Even within human civilization, it would be considered an 11-star rare treasure. Lin Yuan waved his right hand, and a fist-sized red crystal core appeared in front of him. This crystal core did not seem big, but it was the result of Lin Yuan using the space rules to compress it. If not compressed, its size was estimated to exceed 1,000,000 miles. The dimension where the boundless void is located, and the dimension where chaos void is located, are not the same dimension, and the treasures within them vary in value. This Taiyang gold core, under extremely harsh conditions for formation in the main universe, requires millions of years to hope to develop. But in this boundless void, Lin Yuan thought to himself, not to mention different dimensions, even within the same dimension in different universes, many resource cultivation conditions differ. The difficulty of nurturing certain resources varies from universe to universe. This is even more so between dimensions, of course. Whether it was the dimension of the boundless void or that of the chaos void, although they are not in the same dimension, they essentially belong to the same type of space. Both are three-dimensional spaces. Thus, all the rules Lin Yuan had comprehended could be applied. If he was in a lower dimension, such as a two-dimensional space, it would trap him in the scenario like the blank paper two-dimensional world of the main universe. It would even be more brutal than the two-dimensional world. The two-dimensional world is almost a perfect world, a product of life exploring low-dimensional space, merely mimicking low-dimensional space and clearly different from true low-dimensional space. Lin Yuan quickly inventoried the spoils, merely having killed 4 nearly 10th stage outer domain evil gods. But the richness of the spoils gave Lin Yuan the illusion of having killed an 11th rank powerhouse's true body. You should know that in the main universe, completely killing an 11th rank powerhouse is a very difficult task, as those 11th rank powerhouses all hide their true bodies in absolutely safe places. What about avatars? They do not carry too precious treasures, and even if killed, the gain wouldn't be big. Like the 4 divine kings, whose avatars merged into the ultimate weapons, it is exceedingly rare, prepared by the Star Alliance as trump cards, intended to go on a killing spree on the battlefield. And holding weapons that suit themselves, with the ultimate existence not taking action, who else could kill them? Whoosh whoosh whoosh. One by one, the spoils were categorized by Lin Yuan. Whether to absorb them now or later, each was properly arranged according to its location. Suddenly, Lin Yuan stopped. He looked towards a scroll. This scroll should be a scroll hanging in the air, seemingly quite ordinary. But how could a treasure collected by 4 evil gods be ordinary? Moreover, this scroll made Lin Yuan somewhat unable to see through it. He could not discern the fundamental nature of the scroll. Even the power of the world cannot penetrate it? Lin Yuan looked shocked. Lin Yuan's method to appraise a spoil was through the infiltration of the world's power, and then measuring its value with it. This was the simplest method. But now, the world's power could not infiltrate this scroll in front of him. Without infiltration, naturally, the inside value could not be measured. This scroll comes from the Black Demon Pavilion Master. Lin Yuan thought to himself, carefully examining it. Interesting. Lin Yuan looked at the scroll floating in front of him. Forget it. Directly soul search. Lin Yuan caught the soul of the Black Demon Pavilion Master and began to soul search. This scroll, obtained by chance by the Black Demon Pavilion Master, is a key to a void secret realm, merging consciousness into it. Lin Yuan furrowed his brow slightly. In the memory of the Black Demon Pavilion Master, there wasn't a segment about merging consciousness into the scroll. This situation could have 2 possibilities. One is that the Black Demon Pavilion Master actively erased this memory. But this possibility is quite low, as the Black Demon Pavilion Master did not know that he would fall into Lin Yuan's hands and, without prior knowledge, would not erase the memory. The second possibility is that the scroll cannot be recalled in memory. That is, only the person himself knows, and others, even if they soul search, cannot see. Some core heritage secret methods of human civilization use this method to prevent being known by different species. I will merge my consciousness into it and take a look, Lin Yuan repeatedly confirmed, although he could not know the scene of the Black Demon Pavilion Master's consciousness merging into the scroll. From the memories of the Black Demon Pavilion Master, there was no aversion to merging consciousness into it. There was even some anticipation. This meant there was no danger. Boom! Lin Yuan's consciousness merged into the scroll. He suddenly entered a space. Chapter 797 Void Creatures. Subscribe please. The space within the scroll was only 1,000 miles in radius. Lin Yuan glanced over it and discovered that, in the central location, there were 2 high platforms situated. At the same time, 2 messages transmitted from the 2 platforms. The message from the left platform was, "All life from the boundless void can use this token to enter the void's secret realm and slay void creatures." This message was very simple. It was purely just a message, without any pressure, without any mystique. But the first sentence, "all life from the boundless void," suggested quite a grand scope. The boundless void was vast and endless. Evil gods were considered life of the boundless void, as were some other special existences. Simply put, any life born in the boundless void was considered as such. Even Lin Yuan could be considered half a life of the boundless void. Wuxia world. Sight, his martial ancestor golden body, was also nurtured from the boundless void. Void's secret realm? Slaying void creatures? What are these void creatures? Is it just simple slaughter? Lin Yuan thought to himself. If there were no benefits, who would fight these so-called void creatures given the selfish and self-interested nature of the foreign evil gods? But from Lin Yuan's soul search of the Black Demon Pavilion Master, there was both fear and longing for that void's secret realm. There must be some major benefit, Lin Yuan thought inwardly, as the memories of the Black Demon Pavilion Master regarding the void's secret realm were similarly obscured. Yet from the fluctuating emotions, one could infer a lot of information. The void's secret realm is probably in that location. Lin Yuan's gaze looked distantly in a certain direction. The message from the left platform also contained the precise coordinates of the boundless void. Moreover, the memories of the Black Demon Pavilion Master had the general location of that void secret realm. Compared to the brief message from the left platform, the message from the right platform was many times more complex. Is this a secret technique? A body refinement secret technique? Lin Yuan showed a trace of surprise. Shenhuang physique, which he cultivated, was indeed one of the top body refinement secret techniques. Cultivated to the extreme, it was powerful enough to traverse the 12th rank. It's less detailed than Shenhuang physique, but the limit seems high, and it requires a profound understanding of the material law. Lin Yuan browsed briefly. The material law, being one of the fundamental laws, is the basis of all matter, and flesh and blood are naturally part of that matter. The practice of Shenhuang physique also requires understanding the material law, but Lin Yuan had already thoroughly comprehended it. That Black Demon Pavilion Master has not cultivated this body refinement secret technique deeply, otherwise, he would have already stepped into the 10th rank. Is it because his understanding of the material law is insufficient? Lin Yuan mused. Evil gods of the boundless void possess many innate abilities, essentially incarnations of laws, but to have these evil gods understand other laws was an almost impossible task. Many evil gods couldn't even maintain their own sanity all the time. This body refinement secret technique could be worthy of reference. Lin Yuan nodded slightly. Even if it wasn't as good as Shenhuang physique, the 2 methodologies refine the body from completely different perspectives, and both had their merits. Next, Lin Yuan proceeded to inventory all the remaining spoils of war, and began to finish viewing the memories of the remaining 3 evil gods. The 4 evil gods, including the Black Demon Pavilion Master, standing at the pinnacle of this region, naturally had a good understanding of the nearby intelligence. Add to that the memories of the ancestral demon tree itself. Lin Yuan immediately had a general impression of the vast boundless void. Firstly, the boundless void had no end. Even the evil gods did not know the actual size and scope to this day. According to the memories of the several evil gods, the boundless void is divided into numerous void domains, and the current void domain where the Tianqing world is located is named the Three-Yin void domain. The strongest evil god of the Three-Yin void domain is the Lord of the Three-Yin, very close to being a ninth-stage evil god. Even the four evil gods, including the Black Demon Pavilion Master, were nominally under that Lord of the Three-Yin. Lord of the Three-Yin? Lin Yuan's expression grew slightly solemn. As in the memories of the Black Demon Pavilion Master, there was immense wariness, even fear, towards that Lord of the Three-Yin. Does that Lord of the Three-Yin at least have the strength of the 10th rank summit? Or has one foot already stepped into tier 11? Lin Yuan was only slightly more serious. With his current strength, once he activated the divine ability world, even if all aspects of his foundation are not as strong as his main universe true body, he could still suppress the first and second tiers of the 11th rank. Unless faced directly with a 9th stage evil god, there was nothing that Lin Yuan feared. Moreover, even if it was a 9th stage evil god, the threat to Lin Yuan was very limited, and retreating unscathed if unable to win was not a problem at all. After sorting everything out, Lin Yuan's thoughts stirred slightly, and the door to the myriad realms in the depths of his mind rippled faintly as the mysterious gourd slowly descended across dimensions. In addition to cultivating, I will also elevate the inner world to its limits. Lin Yuan picked up the mysterious gourd. With the premise of realm sharing, this martial ancestor golden body as well as both primordial spirits, after absorbing the 7-colored liquid from the mysterious gourd, could easily do so in a short time. The size and the depth of the inner world now had a profound impact on Lin Yuan's strength, and the might of the divine ability world was entirely dependent on the inner world. In a part of the Three-Yin void domain within a majestic hall, the Lord of the Three-Yin sat high on his throne, with many subservient evil gods kneeling below. As the ruler of a void domain, the strength of the Lord of the Three-Yin was unquestionable, and the renown among the evil gods wasn't something that could be tricked or taken lightly. It was earned through slaughter. Chapter 798 Void Creatures. Subscribe please. _2" I can feel it. Just one step away from the 9th stage. The Lord of the Three-Yin, with a flash of longing in his gaze, looked down at the numerous evil gods kneeling before him. If he devoured these evil gods, he could advance even further. The Lord of the Three-Yin would not hesitate. Unfortunately, for an evil god to grow from the 8th layer to the 9th, mere devouring was no longer significant. Accumulation in other aspects was more necessary. My spirit will, with the aid of that void secret realm, is already strong enough, but the perception of rules? We evil gods are born strong, what rules are there to perceive? The Lord of the Three-Yin sighed. Just then, an evil god below seemed to receive some information and immediately spoke up. Great Lord, your subordinate Black Demon has fallen outside of a world, according to intelligence. Black Demon? The Lord of the Three-Yin looked down. So it's him. More than 100,000 years ago, Black Demon had personally come outside the Grand Hall, submitting to the Lord of the Three-Yin. This was also a rule established by the Lord of the Three-Yin. Within the Three-Yin void domain, all evil gods of a certain strength must come to pay homage to him. Otherwise, they would be considered enemies of the Lord of the Three-Yin. He also had a token to enter that void secret realm. I didn't expect him to die so soon. The Lord of the Three-Yin thought to himself, having some recollection of the Black Demon Pavilion Master. Because the Black Demon Pavilion Master and the Lord of the Three-Yin were of the same path, they could both enter that mysterious void secret realm. However, the Lord of the Three-Yin had entered the void secret realm much earlier than the Black Demon Pavilion Master. Of course, the Lord of the Three-Yin was quite familiar with the Black Demon Pavilion Master, but the latter did not realize that his biggest secret had already been seen through by the Lord of the Three-Yin. The gap between their strengths was too vast. How did Black Demon die? The Lord of the Three-Yin asked casually. About that void secret realm, it was no secret to the many lords of the evil gods within the boundless void. Almost all of them held tokens and could come and go freely. Besides, it was also possible for evil gods beneath the lords to obtain a token and thereby enter the void secret realm. The Lord of the Three Een felt somewhat regretful at the moment. The Black Demon Pavilion Master had the means to enter and exit the secret realm, and his potential for future growth should not be low. Perhaps he might have had a chance to come close to him? Of course, the Lord of the Three Een felt no sorrow. To him, the Black Demon Pavilion Master was merely a tool. If the future growth was good, he could be put to use. Sir the Nelfer. Net website on Google to access chapters of novels early and in the highest quality. Just over a month had passed. Lin Yuan's true body and the two primordial spirits' inner worlds had already reached their zenith, each spanning 2.3 billion miles. Those vaguely watching evil gods. They've all disappeared? Lin Yuan's thoughts flickered as he looked beyond his world. Ever since he had returned to the Tianqing world, with the invasion of Magic Eye and Myriad Tentacle Stream, Lin Yuan had felt the sensation of being watched from a distant location. Other evil gods must be eyeing the Tianqing world. This was quite normal. To the evil gods, the Tianqing world was like a delicious meal, even after the incident with Black Demon Pavilion Master and the other 4 evil gods. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know. Report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 799 Void Creatures. Subscribe please. 3 other evil gods realized that the Tianqing world was not easy to provoke, but despite their inability to defeat it, taking a mere glance was extremely normal. However, Lin Yuan now keenly noticed that even those prying eyes had vanished without a trace. What a pity! Lin Yuan felt somewhat regretful. He had originally planned to enhance his strength to the limit and then send out his 2 primordial spirits to sweep through the adversaries. Having killed the Black Demon Pavilion Master and 4 other powerful evil gods, Lin Yuan tasted the sweetness of victory, and though the other evil gods might not be as affluent as them, they were at least better than nothing. Is it related to the Lord of the Three Een? Lin Yuan guessed in his mind that only the high and mighty Lord of the Three Een, remembered by the Black Demon Pavilion Master, could command so many evil gods at once. Now, it's time to properly enhance the Tianqing world. Lin Yuan slowly stood up. For over a month, he had devoted most of his energy and attention to comprehending the World Divine Ability Imprint and the Spatiotemporal Fusion Rule. As time passed, Lin Yuan increasingly felt the limitations the Tianqing world imposed on him. As the master of the world, the Tianqing world could not possibly repel Lin Yuan, but there was a huge disparity between their levels, especially as his inner world reached a dimension of 2.3 billion square miles. It was like the relationship between a sword and its sheath. The sword, just with its sharpness and aura, could easily tear the sheath apart. They didn't quite match. With my current comprehension of the world's essence, enhancing the level of Tianqing world should not be difficult, Lin Yuan silently thought. Now that Tianqing world had become his backyard and his stronghold, elevating its level would allow it to accommodate more martial Dao cultivators. And Lin Yuan would also feel more comfortable within it. There were only advantages and no disadvantages. Martial Ancestor. Greetings, Martial Ancestor. As soon as Lin Yuan stepped out of the martial hall, the High Priest Qing Yao and other elders of the Tianqing world bowed respectfully to him. Lin Yuan nodded and calmly said, I will be elevating the world level next. Pay attention during the process. Before the echo of his words faded, Lin Yuan disappeared from the spot. In the high skies of Tianqing world. Here, space twisted as Lin Yuan stood tall, overlooking the entire Tianqing world. From this perspective, the diameter of the Tianqing world exceeded 1 billion miles, seemingly vast, but clearly a bit cramped for a 10th-rank summit life form like Lin Yuan. Expand, expand, expand. With a single thought from Lin Yuan, the origin source of the entire Tianqing world suddenly boiled and began to massively absorb the energy from the boundless void. The limitless power, which even evil gods couldn't directly absorb, rushed into Tianqing world, causing it to rapidly expand. The land stretched, the oceans widened, and deeper in the oceans, new lands were born. During the proactive guidance to elevate the world's level, Lin Yuan gained a lot as well. With every expansion of Tianqing world, his understanding deepened. Your comprehension is extraordinary, leading the expansion of the world, enhancing your grasp on the essence of the world. In just a few days, Lin Yuan's comprehension of the world divine ability imprint increased by 1/10, a progress that would normally take decades under regular contemplation. Now it's about right. Lin Yuan slowly ceased his contemplation, looking towards the Tianqing world that had expanded tenfold. Has the spatio-temporal fusion rule reached the third realm? Lin Yuan raised an eyebrow. Before attempting his 10th traversal, Lin Yuan's comprehension of the spatio-temporal fusion rule was close to the peak of the second realm. Now, by actively guiding the expansion of the Tianqing world, he had advanced the spatio-temporal fusion rule into the third realm. It's a pity. Even worlds have their limits. Lin Yuan sighed inwardly. Tianqing world managed to expand tenfold in just a few days, mainly due to the accumulation over hundreds of thousands of years under the management of the ancestral demon tree and its constant slow enhancement up until now, finally bursting forth. It was also related to Lin Yuan's own realm, his understanding of the world divine skills, and his comprehensive insight into the spatio-temporal fusion rule and numerous other fusion rules, which were all integrated into Tianqing world. Following this, for Tianqing world to continue expanding, Lin Yuan's realm needed to improve further, along with a certain level of inherent accumulation. Anyway, it was not something that could be achieved in a short time. Outside the martial hall, the high priest Qing Yao and many of the Tianqing world elders had witnessed the entire process of the world's transition. The world has changed. The sky has risen, the earth has thickened, and the space has become more vast. Sarch * the Nephire. At website on Google to access chapters of novels early and in the highest quality. The many elders swallowed nervously. Even though they had long regarded the martial ancestor as their ultimate faith, their hearts were still overwhelmed by the shock when they witnessed this scene for themselves. After elevating the level of the Tianqing world, Lin Yuan returned once more to the depths of the martial hall. Now, it feels much more comfortable. Lin Yuan's face wore a smile, for the Tianqing world could now at least accommodate him. Indeed, for Lin Yuan, the boundless void was more suitable, but as the heavenly Tao of the Tianqing world, being within the Tianqing world was the safest for Lin Yuan. With the support of the world's origin source from the Tianqing world, Lin Yuan's combat power was at its strongest. You go to that void secret realm. Lin Yuan looked towards the Taiyang divine spirit, took out the scroll, and handed it over. Now that the two primordial spirits had completely absorbed the liquid inside the mysterious gourd, reaching their peak level, they were ready to be dispatched. The Void's secret realm was highly valued by Lin Yuan. Hence he sent the Taiyang divine spirit there first to see what was unique about it. As for you, go and seek more worlds, spreading martial Tao. Lin Yuan looked towards the Taiyin primordial spirit, the boundless void, filled with myriad worlds. And these worlds were Lin Yuan's best targets for disseminating martial Tao. Besides, while searching for more worlds, the Taiyin primordial spirit could also hunt some evil gods for research purposes. As for Lin Yuan himself, naturally, he stayed to oversee the Tianqing world, commanding everything. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know, report, so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 800 300 years later, subscription requested. Lin Yuan's true body was stationed at the Tianqing world headquarters, while the two primordial spirits set out to explore separately. This was the safest method. Both the Taiyang divine spirit and the Taiyin primordial spirit were nearly as strong in combat power as Lin Yuan's true body. Even if they were to perish, the true self could condense them with a single thought. There was nothing more secure. Though the layers of the boundless void were inferior to the main universe, Lin Yuan never underestimated them. At least the 9th stage evil gods in legend could pose a slight threat to him. Whoosh, whoosh. Under Lin Yuan's watchful eyes, The Taiyang divine spirit and the Taiyin primordial spirit immediately departed from the Tianqing world. Source: web novel. Com. Updated on Omicron New. Void Secret Realm? Lin Yuan's Taiyang divine spirit, following the coordinates on the scroll, swiftly headed towards the location of the Void Secret Realm. With Lin Yuan's mastery over space and time, the distance from the Tianqing world to the entrance of the Void Secret Realm, which took the Black Demon Pavilion Master 5 or 6 days to fly, Lin Yuan covered in just under half an incense stick's time. The Void Secret Realm, even the memories of entering the realm are shrouded and cannot be transmitted outward. What exactly is this place? Lin Yuan was curious. The civilizations of the main universe could achieve similar feats, but human civilization was attended by 9 supreme beings. Also, what benefits can be gained from killing void creatures? The information within the scroll did not mention benefits, but Lin Yuan surmised there must be some. Is it the physical bodies of the void creatures themselves? Some form of material treasure? Lin Yuan thought to himself. This was the most natural conjecture. Just as Lin Yuan could study the physical body of an evil god when killed, the bodies of void creatures could similarly be studied. Soon, Lin Yuan came to a stop. We're here. Lin Yuan gazed into the vastness ahead. But from the outside, the void in front appeared no different from the void elsewhere. Yet Lin Yuan, relying on the scroll token, faintly sensed a mysterious space concealed deep within the void. To be precise, it was the entrance to the mysterious space. That is, the entrance to the Void Secret Realm. This, Lin Yuan's expression subtly changed. Even without relying on the scroll token, with Lin Yuan's spacetime perception, he could detect the existence of the Void Secret Realm. The more this was so, the more solemn Lin Yuan felt. He could sense that the vastness of the Void Secret Realm was almost another spatial layer of the boundless void. And the entrance before him was just one of the many entrances to the Void Secret Realm. Just like the Shenhuang Secret Realm in the main world, this Void Secret Realm likely had many entrances. If it weren't for this scroll token, I wouldn't be able to enter, Lin Yuan thought. I guess only those in the 5-layered realm of spacetime fusion rules can enter the Void Secret Realm without a token. Lin Yuan was astonished. Sir, the Novel Fire. Net * website on Google to access chapters of novels early and in the highest quality. Then the being who first opened this secret realm, how profound must their mastery of the fusion rules of spacetime have been? 6th realm? The realm of supreme beings? Lin Yuan dared not hold any contempt. Although many secret realms are naturally formed, this Void Secret Realm, since it has formed a scene of entering directly with a token, definitely involves artificial factors. Let's go in and see. Lin Yuan immediately activated the scroll, and suddenly a pulling force emerged from the depths of the void, bringing Lin Yuan inside. If it were his true self, Lin Yuan would naturally not dare to enter an unknown secret realm so easily, but merely a Taiyang primordial spirit naturally could afford to take risks and explore. The next moment, Lin Yuan found himself in a vast space. Seeing no end in any direction, black mist occasionally hung in the sky. This is the Void Secret Realm? Lin Yuan was very cautious, immediately hiding deep within the layers of space. Inside the Void Secret Realm, it seemed like another boundless void, comprising many spatial layers. Where are the void creatures? Lin Yuan looked around but saw no signs of any creature's activity. Let's explore slowly. Lin Yuan began carefully selecting a direction to delve deeper. The Void Secret Realm was too vast. Although Lin Yuan could traverse light years in a single step when traveling, to search for void creatures, it needed to be done bit by bit. Otherwise, if there were void creatures hidden within those light years, they would go unnoticed. A month after Lin Yuan's Taiyang primordial spirit entered the Void Secret Realm. Lin Yuan moved swiftly, but from the outside, it didn't cause any disturbance. And tens of thousands of miles away, under a black mountain peak, a massive creature was eyeing Lin Yuan as he flew. Lin Yuan's true self hid within the many layers of space. Yet this massive creature could clearly sense the aura of the many layers and pinpoint Lin Yuan's location. The massive creature slowly approached Lin Yuan. Is that the void creature? While maintaining his movement, Lin Yuan had long noticed the massive creature that was approaching him. With Lin Yuan's perception, even without actively unfolding the world's phantom, everything within billions of miles was as clear as observing patterns on one's palm, and there was no possibility of being ambushed. There is a marked difference from the evil gods. Lin Yuan was about to activate the power of the world to expel these unknown essences, as they couldn't be absorbed before their use was confirmed. But even the power of the world couldn't touch those few wisps of essence. In an instant, the few wisps of essence disappeared inside Lin Yuan's body. Lin Yuan seemed to feel something. Has my spirit will increased because of this void creature? Lin Yuan found it hard to believe. There were only a few known ways to increase spirit will. One was through the slow passage of ages. Another was through enduring various tortures and pains. For instance, when Lin Yuan delved into a body from a supreme being, enduring the omnipresent psychic will pressure, his own spirit will also slowly increased. But such methods of increasing spirit will became increasingly ineffective as Lin Yuan's own spirit will grew stronger. But now, Lin Yuan suddenly discovered that, after killing this void creature, his spirit will had actually increased markedly. This was simply unimaginable. The importance of spirit will goes without saying. It is the core of the soul. The stronger the spirit will, the greater the enhancement to all aspects. And to reach the ultimate realm, a strong spirit will is necessary. Without it, one cannot withstand the backlash from the river of time. Most importantly, compared to other material treasures, an increase in spirit will can be directly taken back to the main universe. After all, when Lin Yuan travels between worlds, his spirit will is his main form. When the traversal ends and he returns to the main universe, what goes back is also his spirit will. And during this period, any enhancement of the spirit will can also be perfectly taken back. In the depths of Martial Hall in Tianqing World, Lin Yuan, who was originally practicing and perceiving, suddenly opened his eyes. My spirit will has indeed increased, Lin Yuan exclaimed, his face revealing a flash of shock. Armed with the vast compilations of information on human civilization from the main universe, he naturally knew how difficult it was to enhance spirit will. According to the experiences summarized by human civilization, one of the many threshold conditions for 11th rank powerhouses aiming for the ultimate realm is the spirit will index reaching 10 million. This is just the threshold. The higher the spirit will, the greater the aid in reaching the ultimate realm. Previously, Lin Yuan was somewhat worried about how to increase his own spirit will. Compared to special beings like the four divine kings, Lin Yuan's greatest disadvantage was being too young and having too short of a history, resulting in his spirit will lagging behind. A great opportunity, Lin Yuan murmured. That void secret realm, for me, is a great opportunity. Lin Yuan's eyes heated slightly. The main task of the Taiyang divine spirit in the void secret realm is to find more void creatures, and then kill them to enhance the spirit will, he decided. Lin Yuan quickly made a decision. His true body would comprehend the divine skills imprint world, the spatio-temporal fusion rules, and many other fusion rules. As for the two primordial spirits, the Taiyang primordial spirit will focus on searching for void creatures. Meanwhile, the Taiyin primordial spirit, while searching through many worlds in the boundless void, will also comprehend various rules, etc. Just like that, time quickly passed. In the blink of an eye, 300 years had passed. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 801 Astonishing Harvest, 8,000 words, 2 chapters in 1, Tianqing World. Deep within the Martial Hall, Lin Yuan sat cross-legged, with the surrounding void faintly distorting. A massive power of will penetrated the numerous spatial layers. Spirit will is a very special power, transcending the physical soul, serving as the most core carrier of life. The main universe human civilization has already implemented a kind of standard quantification for the spirit will. To break through from 7th rank to 8th rank, one must reach a spirit will index of 10,000 points. Of course, this is not absolute. Even with a spirit will index exceeding 10,000, one might still fail to break through to the 8th rank. Conversely, if the spirit will does not reach 10,000, there is still a slim chance of successfully breaking through to the 8th rank. But without a doubt, the stronger the spirit will, the greater its impact on oneself. For instance, a life with a spirit will index of 10 million, even without using any laws or powers, merely a glance, is enough to cause a life with only a spirit will index of 10,000 or 100,000 to collapse. Source: Web novel. Com. Updated on N0 New 0. Omicron. After 300 years of hunting those void creatures, is my current spirit will index 8 million, 9 million, or 10 million? Lin Yuan opened his eyes, unable to precisely determine his own spirit will index. Mainly because relative to 300 years ago, the leap in his spirit will has been too vast, improving by tens or even hundreds of times, boosting combat power by tens or hundreds of times. Perhaps not difficult, breaking through a great realm, acquiring a powerful secret treasure, or awakening some bloodline talent. SAR the Novel Fire, net website on Google to access chapters of novels early and in the highest quality. All can cause a surge in strength. But for spirit will, there are no shortcuts. Those special beings in the main universe who call themselves ancient gods, after unending eons, generally have quite formidable spirit wills. Even if not 10 million, they usually have several million. Inside a two-dimensional world, Lin Yuan was able to effortlessly crush those 11th rank legendary lives. This was also because starting from the same base level, even the spirit will was reduced. But now, after 300 years of hunting those void creatures, Lin Yuan believes that spirit will is no longer his weakness, and by the end of this traversal it could become his advantage. After all, of the 600 years of residency time, only half has passed so far. As long as nothing unexpected happens in the next 300 years, Lin Yuan's spirit will still has room for improvement. For an evil god to take over a world, various methods are needed. The world's will would desperately resist. Even if it can't take direct action, it will still give birth to a series of World's Child, Fate's Child, and similar entities. When the ancestral demon tree invaded the Tianqing world, it wasn't smooth sailing either. The Tianqing alliance leader, together with the World Sword, caused considerable trouble for the ancestral demon tree. However, Lin Yuan doesn't need such hassle. Relying on the identity of the Tianqing world's heavenly Tao and grasping the essence of the world, Lin Yuan can completely infiltrate other worlds unnoticed. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know, report, so we can fix it as soon as possible. Understand that even for those unique special lives in the main universe, advancing one realm in the spatio-temporal fusion rules could take eons, billions, tens of billions of years. That is, under smooth conditions with slight bottlenecks, the time consumption would be endless. Just take it slowly. How much time has passed now? Lin Yuan slightly shook his head. The comprehension of spatio-temporal fusion rules at the 5th realm from that group of myriad tribes powerhouses was no longer of much help to him, because the limit within that comprehension luminance was the 5th realm of spatio-temporal fusion rules. Regarding ascending into the 6th realm, it had to rely entirely on Lin Yuan himself. Normally, the 6th realm of spatio-temporal fusion rules is the domain of a supreme being. Fortunately, among the rewards on the 5th layer of the Black Tower, I chose the secret skill Milky Way, which allowed me to see the direction of the 6th realm. Otherwise, to comprehend the 6th realm of spatio-temporal fusion rules below a supreme being, who knows how long it would take. Memories of the secret skill Milky Way floated through Lin Yuan's mind. Why is the 6th realm of spatio-temporal fusion rules exclusive to supreme beings? It's because it involves the mysteries above the river of time. Only supreme beings can detach from the river of time to hypothesize the various scenes on the shore of that river. This is the foundation for stepping into the 6th realm of spatio-temporal fusion rules. But Lin Yuan still belongs to the long river inner life, without any condition to observe the shore of the river of time, even though the 9 supreme beings of human civilization forcefully brought Lin Yuan to the shore. Due to his own life level, the scenes he observed were extremely narrow, holding little significance. However, the secret skill Milky Way illustrates the mysteries of the 6th realm of spatiotemporal fusion rules in another form, allowing Lin Yuan to comprehend the further mysteries and essence of the spatiotemporal fusion rules without having to go ashore. Of course, even so, comprehending the 6th realm of spatiotemporal fusion rules is not an easy task. It requires Lin Yuan to explore slowly. After all, the path he is taking now, no life from the inception of the main universe cosmic epic has ever treaded. The spatiotemporal fusion rule at the 5th realm, my current strongest combat power, should be comparable to a Tier 11 5th tier powerhouse, right? Lin Yuan assessed himself. The spatiotemporal fusion rule at the 5th realm marks the threshold of the 5th layer Tier 11. Currently, aside from his life level still being at 10th rank, Lin Yuan is not weaker in other aspects compared to an 11th rank life. Furthermore, by relying on the 5th physical body divine ability world, he can completely overpower a Tier 11 5th tier powerhouse. Chapter 803 Astonishing Harvest, 8,000 words, 2 chapters combined, _3 Void Secret Realm. Vast and expansive. After 300 years of exploration, Lin Yuan Taiyang Divine Spirit had ventured deep into the secret realm. In these years, Lin Yuan occasionally acted, slaying void creatures, earning a great reputation among the evil gods, belonging to one of the strongest in the 9th stage evil gods. Many evil gods conferred the title Taiyang Divine Master upon Lin Yuan. Sar the Nell Fire. NT website on Google to access chapters of novels early and in the highest quality. Whenever Lin Yuan's Taiyang Divine Spirit made a move, immense flames would incinerate everything, which is a trait inherent to the Taiyang Divine Spirit. If it were the Tai-Yin Primordial Spirit acting, it would be an endless bitter cold freezing everything. It's not that the Tai-Yin Primordial Spirit lacks other means, but this method is the most convenient and powerful, and closest to his own great Tao. It has been a long time since I encountered a 9th stage void creature. Lin Yuan's Taiyang Divine Spirit traversed the high skies of the void secret realm, initially cautious upon entering, hiding among many spatial layers to avoid detection by powerful void creatures as much as possible. But now, Lin Yuan wished other void creatures would discover him. Source: Web Novel. Com. Updated on Omicron New. Master: 9th stage void creatures are incredibly rare. It's normal not to encounter them. Immediately said the Lord of the 3 Yin nearby. The Lord of the 3 Yin, ruled by Lin Yuan in the Tianqing world's void domain. After Lin Yuan suppressed the Black Demon Pavilion Master and 4 evil gods, the Lord of the 3 Yin became aware of it. The Lord of the 3 Yin realized that Lin Yuan was not to be trifled with and ordered other evil gods to steer clear of the sector containing Tianqing world. However, 290 years ago, the Lord of the 3 Yin could no longer resist, wanting to get close to Tianqing world to see the mysterious powerful being who had silently made the Black Demon Pavilion Master and 4 evil gods disappear. The idea of the Lord of the 3 Yin was simple, merely to glance from afar, never to approach closely, and to immediately retreat at any sign of anomaly. Being a peak 8th stage evil god themselves, under such caution even a regular 9th stage evil god would have few options. But what the Lord of the 3 Yin encountered was Lin Yuan. Just when Lin Yuan's Tai-Yin Primordial Spirit returned, wanting to collect some demon tree seeds, he encountered the skulking Lord of the 3 Yin and casually brought them back. After a soul search and interrogation, Lin Yuan learned that the Lord of the 3 Yin had access to the void secret realm and was very familiar with it, so he subdued the Lord of the 3 Yin. Of course, Lin Yuan's subduing of the Lord of the 3 Yin was not superficial but the kind where a single thought could decide life or death. It is so. Lin Yuan nodded. Now for Lin Yuan, void creatures below the 9th stage barely enhance his spirit will. Lin Yuan's spirit will is too strong. Even if not reaching 10 million points, it's not much less, hence, upgrading is naturally not easy. while Lin Yuan and the Lord of the Three Een wandered aimlessly in the depths of the Void's secret realm. A terrifying aura suddenly burst from an extremely distant place. Boom! Horrendous fluctuations disrupted the spatial-temporal order, sweeping toward all directions. This fluctuation? Are several ninth-stage evil gods battling? Or is it a fight with like-ranked void creatures? Lin Yuan thought to himself, feeling that there was more than one ninth-stage void creature's aura fluctuation. So powerful! The Lord of the Three Een trembled inwardly. Were it not for following Lin Yuan with its strength, it could not have reached the depths of the Void's secret realm. Here, in a long enough duration, they were bound to encounter ninth-stage evil gods, or ninth-stage void creatures. Let's go. Lin Yuan's mind flickered, disappearing on the spot, heading towards the source of the aura fluctuation. Where is the master? The Lord of the Three Een, after finding Lin Yuan gone, also gritted its teeth and chased toward the source of the aura fluctuation. This is a lair nearly 1 billion miles in size, originally hidden deep in layers of space and time, now exposed as the external spatial-temporal maze was torn open, revealing the whole nest. Threads of horrifying aura emanated. Outside the lair stood 6 massive figures. Inside the lair, there were similarly terrifying auras lurking, with nearly 10 breaths confronting the 6 massive figures outside. During the standoff, they subtly clashed across spatial boundaries, causing spatial fluctuations that spread to distant places. Humph, the void creatures within this nest have all reached the 9th stage, and there are exactly 9 of them, not easy to handle. One of the 6 massive figures outside, resembling an 8-tentacled octopus-like terrible evil god, sent a mental wave. How much will our spirit will increase if we kill these 9 9th-stage void creatures? A gray serpent-like evil god roared. 8-handed lord, are you thinking of giving up? Among 9th-stage evil gods, they are addressed as Divine Master. As such, this 8-tentacled octopus evil god was called the 8-handed lord, and the gray serpent evil god was known as the heavenly python Divine Master. Give up. I certainly will not. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc. Please let us know, report, so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 804 Astonishing Harvest, 8,000 words, 2 chapters combined, _4 but it was only a matter of not being able to defeat. The difference in strength between them was not considerable. Originally, it was 6 against 9. 8-Claw Sovereign and Heavenly Python Divine Master were already at a disadvantage, let alone taking the initiative to attack the opponent's nest. A large portion of 7th-rank evil gods cannot maintain their sanity at all times, but 9th-rank evil gods, with their strong spirit will, do not have this flaw. Each 9th-rank evil god in the human world would be considered a profoundly wise man. We can just wait here. Heavenly Python Divine Master spoke. The temporal and spatial fluctuations emitted by this nest will surely attract other 9th-rank evil gods. By then, we can join forces, gather the power of the approaching evil gods, and when the time is right, we can storm the nest. Of course, we 6, belonging to the same alliance, should cooperate to eliminate other evil gods once we breach the nest. Heavenly Python Divine Master added. Upon saying this, the other demonic Divine Masters slightly nodded. With the power of these 6 Divine Masters, there is indeed a great risk of storming into the void creature nest. But what if it is 10 demonic Divine Masters? 20 demonic Divine Masters? Source, web novel. Com. Updated on Omicron New. 0 at that time, they could forcefully enter the nest, and once they managed to suppress the void creatures inside, the 6 of them would then join forces to deal with the other demonic Divine Masters. Indeed, demonic Divine Masters do occasionally form alliances, but if there isn't sufficient trust, they would definitely be wary of each other and act independently. Yet, these 6 demonic Divine Masters, with prior preparations, could easily temporarily expel those evil gods. Then, they would have ample time to eliminate the 9 void creatures. Time passed. As the aura of the nest dispersed, more and more demonic Divine Masters approached. and with the active suggestion of the Heavenly Python Divine Master and Eight-Handed Lord, the approaching demonic Divine Masters all agreed to wait for more demonic Divine Masters before storming the nest. Anyone who could become a demonic Divine Master was no fool and understood well that relying on one's own power alone was hardly enough to tackle the 9 same-rank void creatures inside the nest. Only by joining forces could they divide up the 9 void creatures in the nest. Of course, the 9 void creatures would not be enough for these demonic Divine Masters to divide among themselves, but now was not the time to consider that. The eyes of the demonic Divine Masters flickered, looking at the distant colossal nest, wondering about something. Almost enough. There are already 19 demonic Divine Masters. Just one more, and we can jointly attack. Heavenly Python Divine Master looked around and spoke. Waiting until 20 demonic Divine Masters gathered to storm the nest was their initial plan. 20 demonic Divine Masters minus these 6 would be 14, no more, no less. More than 14 would be too many variables. Even if these 6 demonic Divine Masters joined forces, they could not be sure of expulsion, and they might end up having to entice others to join them in splitting the void creatures. As for fewer than 14 demonic Divine Masters, they would seem rather weak against the 9 void creatures possessing home field advantage, and they could not take down the nest in a short time. If it dragged on, attracting more demonic Divine Masters to gather, and they were still battling the void creatures inside the nest, there would be even more variables. It might even end up with others stealing the opportunity. Thus, gathering 20 demonic Divine Masters was the goal, not one more or less. Outside the nest, 19 demonic Divine Masters stood, waiting for the 20th demonic Divine Master to arrive. As Heavenly Python Divine Master observed the nest, he also released his perception, feeling out whether any demonic Divine Master was approaching. Suddenly, just then, within the range of Heavenly Python Divine Master's perception, a terrifying aura appeared, like a frighteningly bright sun, swiftly approaching them. Another demonic Divine Master is coming. Wuxia the Nelfer. Net website on Google to access chapters of novels early and in the highest quality. Such a scorching aura? Who could it be? There are only so many demonic Divine Masters in the Void's secret realm. Who is this? The 19 demonic Divine Masters immediately looked towards the rapidly approaching figure. From the build, this figure was incredibly small, appearing like dust compared to their own colossal forms as demonic Divine Masters. But the demonic Divine Masters on the field showed no hint of underestimation, as the aura released by the other had already proved everything. Although evil gods are generally huge, there are also those few of small stature. It's Taiyang Divine Master. Taiyang Divine Master, the one who emerged in the past 300 to 500 years? It is said that this Divine Master's power is formidable. Among the 9th rank demonic Divine Masters, he is quite famous. Immediately a demonic Divine Master who recognized Lin Yuan spoke hurriedly. Taiyang Divine Master? Good. With this Divine Master joining, our assurance of storming the nest will be greater. Heavenly Python Divine Master spirits lifted, ready to share the split of the void creatures with Taiyang Divine Master, if they could suppress the 9 void creatures inside at the fastest speed. Rumbling. Lin Yuan swiftly arrived before the nest, glancing at the 19 demonic Divine Masters standing not far from the nest. Forget it. The void creatures are more important. Lin Yuan then turned his gaze towards the nest in front of him. Taiyang Divine Master. Heavenly Python Divine Master immediately transmitted to Lin Yuan. I wonder if Taiyang Divine Master would be interested in joining us. Inside this nest are 9 Divine Master level void creatures. By yourself, it might be difficult. Heavenly Python Divine Master immediately explained the plan to collaborate, even promising that as long as Taiyang Divine Master followed commands, he would at least get a share of 1 void creature at the end. The other demonic Divine Masters looked at Lin Yuan, ready to join forces and attack the nest as soon as Taiyang Divine Master agreed. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know, report, so we can fix it as soon as possible. These 19 demonic divine masters, daring to gather together, was because their strengths were not too disparate, none having the capability to kill any divine master. But Lin Yuan? With Lin Yuan's ability to extract 3 or 4 ninth-stage void creatures with one hand, the present demonic divine masters did not doubt that he had the means to kill an ordinary demonic divine master. Originally, the many divine masters had hoped that the heavenly Python divine master would represent them, nearly 20 master demons, and perhaps make the Taiyang divine master warier, at least to share a few ordinary void creatures. The Taiyang divine master eats meat, they also wanted to sip the broth. But witnessing Taiyang divine master's performance, where would these divine masters dare to linger? If they don't run now, do they wait for Taiyang divine master to completely deal with the void creature monarch, then free up his hands to deal with them? If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know. Report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 806 Taiyang Divine Master and Taiyin Sovereign, 8,000 words, Chapter 2 in 1. They're really quick at escaping. Lin Yuan glanced at the 19 demonic divine masters, who were frantically fleeing into the distance. He wasn't too concerned. Most of his attention was focused on the 3 void creatures inside the cage in his right palm. More precisely, on the void creature monarch whose body was shimmering with gold. The other 2 void creatures didn't restrain Lin Yuan's power much. It was mainly that void creature monarch. This void creature monarch was extremely powerful, far surpassing ordinary demonic divine masters. Had Lin Yuan not arrived in time, and had nearly 20 masters such as the heavenly Python divine master and the 8-handed lord, who depended on their numerical advantage, entered the void creature nest, it is likely they would have been entirely obliterated. This void creature monarch was entirely concealing its strength, presenting a false appearance to those 19 demonic divine masters that it could be dealt with, just waiting for the demonic divine masters to come in, to capture them all in one sweep. The heavenly Python divine master and other demons thought themselves the hunters, little knowing they had already become the prey of the void creatures. After Lin Yuan's appearance, this void creature monarch faintly felt that something was awry. Sir the Nephire. At website on Google to access chapters of novels early and in the highest quality. So it wanted to flee ahead of time. As a result, Lin Yuan took action directly, and his third claw dragged it out. That's also why Lin Yuan didn't bother with those 19 demonic divine masters. A slight delay might have allowed this void creature monarch to escape. Interesting. Not low in wisdom either. Lin Yuan examined the void creature monarch in his palm with interest. From the outside, this void creature monarch looked weak, tightly bound within Lin Yuan's palm. But from the perspective of this monarch, it was in the midst of a vast and limitless void, like a slightly smaller version of the void secret realm, immensely vast. Any attacks or struggles from the void creature monarch could not break free from this colossal void. After reaching the 5-layered realm of spatiotemporal fusion rules, Lin Yuan can, if he so wishes, temporarily condense a relatively complete spacetime. This was also one of the means for him to completely rid himself of the constraints of the river of time when striking for the ultimate at the 11th rank peak. It's about time. Moments later, the power of spacetime turned into the power of oblivion. The 2 void creatures next to the void creature monarch rapidly dissipated into nothingness, and lastly, the golden void creature monarch also began to disintegrate. Ah, how comfortable! Killing a void creature of the 9th stage brought about a significant increase in Lin Yuan's spirit will. Having continuously killed 8 9th stage void creatures, Lin Yuan's overall increase in spirit will had grown by at least 20%. That is to say, his original spirit will index of 10 million points has now increased to at least 12 million points. A significant increase, but within Lin Yuan's expectations. However, when that golden void creature monarch died, the power it turned into doubled Lin Yuan's spirit will index almost instantly. Lin Yuan's spirit will index shot up to 20 million points. You must know, the higher the spirit will index, the more difficult it is to improve. Going from 10 million to 12 million points compared to going from 12 million to 14 million points, although both are an increase of 2 million points, the difficulty is entirely different. Let alone Lin Yuan's increase from 12 million straight to 20 million points. This shows how formidable the Golden Void Creature Monarch was. The stronger the Void Creature killed, the higher the surge in Spirit Will strength. A Spirit Will index of 20 million points, even in the main universe, would be rare among those below the 12th rank, wouldn't it? Even those special beings born with the opening of the universe and surviving until now, their Spirit Will indexes are probably just over 10 million, as for 20 million. Difficult? Difficult? Difficult. A smile appeared on Lin Yuan's face. Without the endless void creatures of the Void Secret Realm, it's uncertain how long it would have taken for his Spirit Will to reach its current level. According to the classification of the Spirit Will by the 10,000 Universe Races powerhouses, a Spirit Will index of 18 million points is the limit for Tier 11 life. Exceeding 18 million points, it enters the 12th rank domain. It is a height only supreme beings can reach. Supreme beings who have escaped the river of time had their Spirit Will honed by the shore aura, far exceeding 18 million points. Unexpectedly, the first ability of mine to reach the threshold of the 12th rank level is the Spirit Will? Lin Yuan felt a sense of emotion in his heart. Before undertaking the 10th traversal, he had always thought it would be the spatio-temporal fusion rule. With the comprehension of the spatio-temporal fusion rule by the myriad tribes powerhouses, coupled with his against heaven's understanding, even if he didn't reach the 6th realm this time, when he returned, there was a great hope of crossing into it. If it wasn't for the spatio-temporal fusion rules, then it would be another pillar-level fusion rule. During his journey to the two-dimensional world, Lin Yuan became the final winner and gained everything from the myriad tribes powerhouses, not just the understanding of spatio-temporal fusion rule, but also many other fusion rule comprehendings. The understanding of spatio-temporal fusion rule was just refined and easily absorbed by the white paper senior. Besides the spatio-temporal fusion rule, Lin Yuan's life and death samsara rule, great destruction rule, and other pillar-level fusion rules had reached the 6th realm. Generally speaking, the 7th realm is the domain that only supreme beings can comprehend for such pillar-level fusion rules. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know. Report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Originally prepared with various excuses, planning to somewhat coerce using the 19 demonic divine masters, he did not hesitate to bow and quicken his retreat. Heavenly Python, what exactly happened? Why were you so cowardly at the end? The eight-handed Lord said with some dissatisfaction. If it weren't for the Heavenly Python Divine Master taking the lead in fleeing, their 18 demonic divine masters wouldn't have dispersed so quickly. They could have held on for a while longer. The eight-handed Lord could tell that the Taiyang Divine Master, in order to suppress the 3 void creatures in his palm, likely did not have the capacity to deal with others, which should have been their opportunity. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know. Report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 808 Taiyang Divine Master and Taiyin Sovereign, 8,000 words. Chapter 2-in-1, Honors 3-inch week. Heavenly Python Divine Master remained silent. If one were to disregard the genuine and undeniable pressure he was facing, his behavior indeed seemed cowardly. I'm not weak, but if I weren't, I would be dead. Heavenly Python Divine Master stated bluntly. The senses of demonic divine masters are always sharp, especially those who have grown to be 9th stage evil gods. In the moment he faced Lin Yuan's sidelong glance, Heavenly Python Divine Master truly felt the threat of complete annihilation. Otherwise, why would he, Heavenly Python Divine Master, have acted in such a manner? Would die. Eight-handed Lord's expression became slightly solemn. He had known Heavenly Python Divine Master for a long time and was aware that the latter would never exaggerate when it came to serious matters. That Taiyang Divine Master, so powerful? Eight-handed Lord found it hard to believe. Any demonic Divine Master who wanted to grow stronger needed countless years, during which time they would inevitably come into contact with other demonic Divine Masters. But this Taiyang Divine Master, from the first time he showed up until now, has only been 300 to 500 years. 300 to 500 years. Not to mention demonic Divine Masters, even 6th stage and 7th stage evil gods. That's but a brief moment in time. He must have grown to be a 9th stage perfection Lord. Heavenly Python Divine Master said gravely. 9th stage perfection? Eight-handed Lord felt a suffocation. In the vast boundless void, because of the existence of void secret realms, there were still some 9th stage evil gods. But a Lord who had grown to 9th stage perfection was exceedingly rare. Such a Lord had the power to kill ordinary lords. For them, becoming a 10th stage evil god is the ultimate goal. In the vast endless void, those who could be counted as 9th stage perfection lords were few, no more than 100. What should we do now? Eight-handed Lord couldn't help but ask. He had not realized the situation was so grave. The lords present, had actually faced off against a 9th stage perfection lord? What do we do? Heavenly Python Divine Master glanced at Eight-handed Lord. What can we do? If we encounter Taiyang Divine Master in the future, we must stay far away. Yes, stay far away. Eight-handed Lord was shocked and quickly agreed. Among ordinary demonic Divine Masters, even if there is a gap in strength, it's not astronomical. At most, one would just withdraw in defeat. But a 9th stage perfection Lord could utterly kill an ordinary Lord. The implications were different. Sia the Nelfer. Net website on Google to access chapters of novels early and in the highest quality. Among evil gods, it's survival of the fittest. Even reaching the 9th rank, consuming one's own kind offers little benefit. Yet some demonic Divine Masters simply enjoy devouring their own kind. The scene outside the Void Creature Nest was witnessed by no less than 19 demonic Divine Masters. This consequently caused the strength of Taiyang Divine Master to spread swiftly among the demonic Divine Masters. Especially concerning a potential 9th stage perfection Lord, the many demonic Divine Masters were naturally highly concerned and sensitive to information about Taiyang Divine Master. Taiyang Divine Master. This strong? There are 9 9th rank void creatures inside that void creature nest, and one of them is a monarch among void creatures? It's a trap. Definitely a trap. That void creature monarch is almost certainly close to 9th stage perfection. Coupled with the home field advantage, as long as you dare to storm in, you're sure to suffer heavy casualties, and there's a very high chance your entire force will be annihilated. As word spread, many details about the void creature nest, including the appearance and size of the void creature monarch, were disclosed, causing a scare among some demonic Divine Masters. The conclusions drawn were even more startling to the many demonic Divine Masters. Almost 9th stage perfection void creature monarch? Simply plucked out from the depths of the nest by Taiyang Divine Master, unable to resist? This Taiyang Divine Master's strength, it isn't just suspected to be 9th stage perfection, it's definite 9th stage perfection. Apart from a 9th stage perfection evil god, who else could treat a void creature monarch close to 9th stage perfection as a mere plaything? One demonic Divine Master after another grew pale, especially Heavenly Python Divine Master, Eight-handed Lord, and the other 19 lords present, who were exceedingly frightened. Strictly speaking, Taiyang Divine Master was also their savior? Inside the void secret realm, as well as many discussions among the demonic Divine Masters in the vast boundless void, put Taiyang Divine Master at the center of a storm. But this was within Lin Yuan's expectations. With his increasing strength and the growing number of void creatures he killed, exposing his true strength was inevitable. Presently, Lin Yuan had combat power at the peak of the boundless void. He was almost fearless, so these things did not concern him. Besides, currently at the center of the storm was only the Taiyin primordial spirit. Should there be any real problems, it would be Taiyang Divine Spirit's concern. A mere primordial spirit, Even if fallen, Lin Yuan could swiftly recondense it. The 44th world. In the dark void, Lin Yuan Taiyin primordial spirit silently merged into a world, planting the demon tree seed deep into the earth. In over 300 years, Lin Yuan Taiyin primordial spirit had occupied world after world, spreading the martial Tao cultivation system to use as his major martial Tao bastions in this dimension. Only my actions of occupying worlds have already drawn the notice of many evil gods, and even some lords. Lin Yuan thought silently to himself. For evil gods, worlds are food, and after occupying a world, even if not immediately consumed, it's impossible to do as Lin Yuan does, actively protecting the creatures within and even spreading a cultivation system. Such unusual behavior, hard to hide from evil gods, some of which have special abilities that allow peering into the scenes within worlds. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know. Report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Lin Yuan was not at all flustered. With against heaven's understanding, he grew stronger every moment. By buying time, he could securely stand till the end. Once my fusion of time and space rules reach the 6th realm, I will become the strongest in the boundless void, reaching the level of a void secret realm founder. Then spreading the martial Tao cultivation system will be as easy as flipping my hand. Lin Yuan quickly thought. Achieving the 6th realm of fusion of time and space rules, for Lin Yuan's strength enhancement, is not merely limited to controlling time and space fusion. Upon reaching 6th realm understanding of fusion of time and space rules, the inner world would also undergo corresponding metamorphic transformation, and the strength of the inner world is closely linked with many of Lin Yuan's techniques, especially the 5th kind of physical body divine ability world. In short, upon reaching the 6th realm of fusion of time and space rules, Lin Yuan will experience a transformation, an all-around qualitative change. If I cannot achieve the 6th realm of fusion of time and space rules this time, after returning, it'll come back again. After all, it's only using up 1/3 of world-breaking origin force. Lin Yuan made up his mind, before realizing the rules of fusion of time and space, the boundless void and the main universe had no significant difference. Rather, with different timescales, Lin Yuan had more time to comprehend other rules and secret techniques. Moreover, the void creatures in that void secret realm also greatly benefit Lin Yuan in enhancing his own spirit will. Another descent is definitely worth it. 10 years later. CTH Novel Fire. Net website on Google to access chapters of novels early and in the highest quality. Outside a vast world, dozens of towering figures stood in the boundless void, their gazes coldly towards the world nearby. Taiyin Sovereign, why do you cultivate those ants within the world instead of directly devouring them? The leading evil god, a black wolf with 3 heads, bore a cold expression, aura of a 9th stage true lord enveloping it. I have my plans. Lin Yuan Taiyin primordial spirit appeared, gazing distantly at the dozens of evil gods. Over 300 years, as Lin Yuan Taiyin primordial spirit continually occupied one world after another, among evil gods, he also gained a title known as Taiyin Sovereign. The titles among evil gods often relate to their characteristics and actions. Lin Yuan Taiyang Divine Spirit is called Taiyang Divine Master because it controls flames powerful enough to incinerate ordinary true lords, and Taiyin Sovereign is characterized by the chilling aura deployed during actions, coupled with conquering one world after another, hence adorned by the suffix sovereign. Plans? Whether it's these worlds or the ants within them, they are all our food. Are your plans to cultivate these food sources to oppose us? The 3-headed black wolf evil god spoke coldly. If it weren't for the overwhelming power displayed by the Taiyin Divine Master which makes it uneasy, it would probably have already made a move to suppress. This is my business. Lin Yuan's tone was calm. Being not an evil god by nature, he naturally doesn't need to consider matters from an evil god's perspective. Your business. The 3-headed black wolf evil god sneered. Soon a black fog started spreading. At the same time, Chilling cold also began to diffuse, enveloping the space outside the world. The two forces continuously clashed, and moments later, the three-headed black wolf evil god staggered back, full of shock, looking at Lin Yuan. Taiyin Sovereign, your strength, probably pinnacle right below 9th stage perfection. Why protect those ants? If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know, report, so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 810 Taiyang Divine Master and Taiyin Sovereign, 8,000 words. Chapter 2-in-1. _5 The three-headed black wolf evil god was full of confusion. With Lin Yuan's strength, shouldn't he be venturing into the void secret realm to become a perfect 9th stage evil god and then attempt to break through to the 10th stage? Just wait. The divine masters will not let this go easily. The three-headed black wolf evil god didn't hesitate to turn around and leave, and upon seeing this, the dozens of other evil gods immediately followed. They were not as powerful as the three-headed black wolf evil god, so naturally, they wouldn't make any impulsive moves at this moment. Lin Yuan watched the dozens of evil gods leave. With his strength, he completely had the ability to keep all these evil gods behind, but doing so would inevitably reveal that he had already attained the power of a perfect 9th stage. In such circumstances, the ones to come and probe next time would not be ordinary divine masters like the three-headed black wolf evil god, but a group of perfect 9th stage demonic divine masters. This did not conform to Lin Yuan's anticipated plan to buy time, which is why he let these evil gods leave. In the absence of major changes in the situation, Lin Yuan would naturally delay the arrival of the final battle as much as possible. This way, he could secure the most time for cultivation. For every additional day of cultivation, Lin Yuan might grasp the space-time fusion rule sixfold realm and thus sweep away all opposition. Why protect those ants? Lin Yuan's mind flashed through the last sentence of the three-headed black wolf evil god, and he shook his head slightly. Who's to blame when you evil gods cannot cultivate the martial Tao? Sar the Ovalfire. Net website on Google to access chapters of novels early and in the highest quality. For Lin Yuan, whether it was the foreign evil gods or the beings within the world, anyone who could cultivate the martial Tao and spread it would receive his protection. Even if evil gods could cultivate martial Tao, Lin Yuan would be more inclined to protect them. After all, the individual strength of evil gods is formidable, and they would inevitably advance rapidly in martial Tao cultivation, giving birth to the first 6th stage martial Tao, 7th stage martial Tao, and even an 8th layer cultivator with breakneck speed. The more higher rank cultivators there are on the martial path evolutionary path, the greater the assistance to Lin Yuan. But unfortunately, after more than 300 years of research by Lin Yuan, these foreign evil gods were too reliant on their innate talents, and it was basically impossible for them to abandon those talents and cultivate the martial Tao cultivation evolution path. Each evil god's path of cultivation is predetermined from their birth. As for changes later in life, even if it can be done, it is extremely difficult and unlikely to achieve much success. Void Secret Realm. Lin Yuan continued to delve deeper into the secret realm, searching for many void creatures. With a mental will index reaching 20 million points, 9th stage void creatures were of little help to Lin Yuan. But even if the help was small, it was still help. The increase in the mental will index was just very slight. A mosquito may be small, but it is still flesh. Lin Yuan naturally would not give up. With his current mental will index, as long as there was an increase, it would be a gain. If he returned to the main universe, he would not have such good opportunities. Even a slight boost to the mental will index would be difficult. Lin Yuan is not a supreme being who can stand on the shore for a long time and experience the shore's breath for training. Residing within the river of time, a mental will index of 18 million points is already the limit. Lin Yuan's mental will index surpassing 20 million points basically eliminates any possibility of further improvement. According to the current rate, in the next 300 years, if no major unforeseen events occur, my mental will index is expected to reach 23 million points. Lin Yuan estimated in his heart, feeling quite satisfied. just as Lin Yuan was planning to continue searching for void creatures. Suddenly, a powerful aura rapidly approached. Lin Yuan looked up and saw a terrifying evil god divine master gazing at him from afar. Eastern Wing Lord? Lin Yuan recognized the opponent. The Eastern Wing Lord was one of the very famous among the many demonic divine masters, belonging to the perfect 9th stage evil god divine masters. Taiyang Divine Master. The Eastern Wing Lord's face mustered a smile, showing sufficient goodwill to Lin Yuan. Facing an existence of the same level, the Eastern Wing Lord naturally did not dare to show arrogance. A perfect 9th stage demonic divine master would be very haughty towards an ordinary evil god divine master, but was quite humble when interacting with those of the same level. Among divine master level evil gods, it was good to avoid skirmishes and disputes, and this was even more true for perfect 9th stage divine masters. I did not expect that after sleeping for hundreds of thousands of years, the boundless void would give birth to a strong being like the Taiyang Divine Master, said the Eastern Wing Lord with a hint of emotion. Although the rise of the Taiyang Divine Master took only 300 to 500 years. But the Eastern Wing Lord subconsciously thought that the existence of the Taiyang Divine Master was far longer than 300 to 500 years. Those were just the years during which the Taiyang Divine Master had revealed his strength. By sheer luck, Lin Yuan nodded. In fact, he had tasked the Eastern Wing Lord with the specific duty of inviting the Taiyang Divine Master this time to test whether there was any real connection between the two. According to the Eastern Wing Lord's description, the Taiyang Divine Master did not show any abnormalities, but the Tianji True Lord still had not let down his guard. As the perfect demon True Lord known for wisdom, Tianji True Lord would not easily trust anything. If the Taiyang Divine Master did not reveal any flaws now, Tianji True Lord didn't mind continuing to wait. 500 years? 1,000? 10,000? Or even longer? If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know report so we can fix it as soon as possible. You're tuning in to the Legend of the Vagabond YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.